Starting.
Huzzah, huzzah, huzzah.
Checking Twitter.
Twitter.
Yep.
Oh, right.
Yep. Exactly.
Is it working?
There you are. There you are alive on Twitter.
Huzzah. Joy of joys. How are you doing, my dude?
I'm doing all right. With a full weekend of life and living, and 5-year-old has their first loose tooth, so the years start coming, and they won't stop.
And they don't stop coming.
Dude, that blows so much. Like I didn't have that perspective as a kid, but it's like you're going through so much, you're learning so much, you're meeting all these people, you're having to learn how to actually perform sentence structure, and your teeth fall out. Like it ain't fair. That just ain't right.
I mean, teeth are only.
There are better and worse times that could happen.
Speaking.
Yeah, like
I think I like the natural order of things. I would rather deal with losing my teeth when I was younger, and where I will probably forget most of the experience because what little I remember of it, I don't really enjoy. Also, could you imagine being the age you are now and just being like, hey, but my tooth fell out last.
I wouldn't want to deal with it. I wouldn't want to deal with it right now.
Yeah, no, deal with it when you're a kid. It's so much. They say youth is wasted on the young. There's a lot of things that happen in your youth that's exactly when it should happen. That's exactly what, because so much of your youth is a waste. So let's just cram let's cram some suck in there.
Why not?
Why not?
You're learning the deal anyway.
Get it done. Yeah, exactly.
Splash in some extra trauma. Let's go.
Yeah. How else are you going to become an MMO player if you don't learn to cope at a young age?
Exactly.
It's the only way.
I'm watching
it's the only way this
could
possibly work.
Watching a bit of the Race to World First earlier today.
Oh yeah, I haven't tuned in at all.
There's a cool part where you jump on your mount and fly between platforms. That's pretty badass. Otherwise, I have no idea who anyone is. I know that the what's the bars? What's the weak auras? The weak auras broke for one of the teams, so they sat out for a full half hour because they couldn't play without him, and that was pretty funny. But otherwise, I really have no perspective as to what's going on.
I'm blind without my glasses, Kyle.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm sure you are tired, Daz. You sent me a billion photos from Pokemon Worlds. It seemed like you were really getting up to it. I am also tired, but for other, for new theme park reasons, which we'll talk about on the show.
Nice.
Clayman, also, thank you for the super. Was doing some Crescent Island the other day, waiting for Potts Fates when suddenly a wild Jesse Cox appeared. Oh. Wait, you mean like a little JC?
Yeah, well, I guess he was out there grinding,
It little Jesse Cox
being a part of it.
Yeah, I think Race the World first started Friday, Saturday. When did RFW start?
Yeah, was it Friday? No, Tuesday, right? Do they do a delay on their opening of the wing, or does it come out patch day?
Dude, I don't know. I just know I didn't see anyone complaining about scheduling conflicts with Gamescom until closer to the weekend. So I just assumed it didn't start until closer to the weekend. But you're right, Tuesday is usually the update day.
Yeah,
that's when it should have started.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
Interesting. Hi, back to you, Bell. What's up?
Hello, everybody.
But yeah, the World of Warcraft RFW is in progress. As we speak. I perused the Xalatath WoW Wiki article, and I'm not thrilled.
Oh yeah, no, we'll be talking about WoW a little later. But yeah,
I am not prepared to have a deeper conversation than that.
Okay,
just FYI.
Yeah,
very little.
It's gonna be surface level, but also, was the movie good? No. Oh, I won't be seeing it then. That's sometimes the way the conversation goes.
That's kind of it. I still want to play it to see if if retail WoW can scratch any itch for me, but yeah, I don't know. I still think you and I should get some max level tunes and screw around with Mythic and shit at some point. Have you watched episode 6 of Dandadan season 2? Yes.
Did I? Yeah, that's the question. Did I? I wasn't really paying attention to where I was in my
cracker. Yeah, I just let it roll. We watched 3 straight hours of Dandadan last night. I think we only have one episode left of what is currently out because they're not done yet. It's still coming out week to week at the moment. It's my understanding.
New episode Thursday, it says.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that on the show too. Yeah, next is episode. Oh, this is the problem. Here's the problem. They say season 2, but then they just keep counting up from season 1 on the episodes, which is so stupid it makes me want to scream.
Oh, that's weird. Netflix has it divided by season. That's where I'm watching it.
Well, it's divided by season, but they didn't restart the count on the episode numbers. So it says season 2, but like the first episode of season 2 is episode 13.
Oh,
so it's like, why?
Yeah, on Netflix,
would you do that?
So number 7. I watched number 7.
Well, I'm glad that that's what paying like 3 times the price of Crunchyroll gets you.
Well, I got more than that too, but I'm only paying for a month of it.
Sensical numbering. So you want to know my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Also, you pay for the intro button skip to work.
That would be what we became a family.
6 would be that
episode.
But Feeling Kind of Gloomy is the most recent one. That would have been last Thursday. So I've seen 7 of seasons 2.
Yeah, I haven't seen Feeling Kind of Gloomy yet. We ended on We Became a Family last night. It felt like a really nice stopping point. So we stopped there and watched Ludwig.
That's fine.
Watched an old Ludwig VOD where he got his ass beat by the Elden Ring DLC.
Nice.
Half of it. I think I still have half of that to go. But yeah, skip what? Skipping the intro? What? Oh, this intro? Yeah, no, I do. I'll watch it once and then I skip it because I don't like it nearly as much as season 1's intro. But I'll give it in a single sitting. I'll give it one watch through.
Oh, I wasn't being scandalous.
It gets you in the mood.
I wasn't saying skip the intro because it's bad. I was saying the skip button works because they program it, unlike Crunchyroll,
Crunchyroll takes about 4 weeks to program skip intro.
Just throw a dice to see, do I feel like even labeling this correctly?
If you're watching simulcast on Crunchyroll, it takes about a month before the skip intro is programmed on a new episode. It takes about 4 weeks on an episode to get that skip intro. But yeah. Damn, 28 months, man. Thank you much. Appreciate you. And Kotar, what's this? Thank you for the super. The MTG hunt has become too real. I built my first deck last week after having never touched the game before.
Nice.
The Final Fantasy set launched. Yeah, it's a hell of a drug. Be careful. That's all I gotta say.
Good for
I
you
love
for
Magic.
making some decks.
But yeah, it can get dangerous. But if you're playing, it is less dangerous than just collecting, in my opinion. You are less likely to set money completely on fire if you're actually getting some play hours out of your your card addiction.
You have a beginning and an end point, and you make and you might buy singles, but that's not wanting to crack it yourself and all that kind of crazy shit.
Yeah. 39 months. Hell yeah, Dragon. Thank you much.
Thank you.
Oh, glad you enjoyed the new WoW raid. Sick. I hear it's pretty solid from the few folks I've talked to. Not a lot of friends who raid anymore. Everyone's old. And they have
busy
responsibilities.
Yes, busy might be the better way to put that.
No, it's old.
Because I think there's a point where you can, cross the old barrier and become super old, and then you have lots of free time. So we're just not there yet.
But you no longer have the reaction speed for video games. Thank God for one button.
One button, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Actually looking at the boss.
I tried the highlighted thing. I like it. It's nice.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I was
highlighted guide.
I really wanted to this weekend jump in and make a demonology warlock. Oh, this is all part of the. We're going to talk about this on the show. This is all the show. Yeah, this is all the show. At the end of the day.
Yeah. Angry Jim, what's up? Thanks for the super. There were over 250,000 people in the virtual queue for the Pokemon Surging Sparks booster box on Costco's website on Friday. Wow, that is what the.
Wow.
I'm tired just reading that sentence. That's what I am.
Well, good for
How
them.
are you, Kyle?
But I'm doing.
What does that? How does that make you feel?
But very, very similar. I do not have a collector bone in my body. It was all kind of destroyed in my youth by not getting a Charizard. So I'm deeply aware of statistics and what the chances are, and I'm not that guy. I'm
that guy.
I never won things really growing up. Like I never won, like a school raffle or I won some skill-based things like the science fair, but I never really, was the lucky guy.
I I know it's like totally illegal to gamble on stream, but like, what if we did a stream where we said, all right, folks, we're going to take all the money from this, any supers that are sent in, we're going to take it and we're going to take Kyle to the casino and we're going to play nothing but penny slots until he actually wins a jackpot to see if it fixes his brain. Like, is that something we're allowed to do, or would we get dinged by Twitch or YouTube?
I mean, we could probably make a video reporting on it, right? As long as we don't bring the camera into the casino. I don't really know much about, don't
like, is that something you're allowed to do? I
have
legitimately
no
don't know what the EULA on live streaming platforms is for that kind of a thing. It's like, we're not going to stream the gambling.
Yeah,
but there'll be a podcast episode where we discuss the experience.
Yeah,
just pull horses. We could just pull horses in Uma Moose Mag.
Yeah, there you go. Right, like there's ways around it.
Oh shit! Speaking of which, I haven't got. There's a really generous event going on right now.
Oh, make sure you log in and get your bonus.
Yeah. Hold up. I still have not
get your
currencies.
currencies.
I'm just like, at some point I'll stream this, so let me make sure I have a bunch of currency. So I've just been
doing the daily check-in.
Look at Gold Chip. Like, just look at her. Just so that is very bright for the f-stop I am currently set to. All right. Two more left. I got so many carrots out of this, dude. It's ridiculous. It is insane.
Those paid carrots, but not the pea carrots, normal carrots.
No, normal carrots. Yeah. The ton. There's an absolute ton. She's incandescent. Exactly. That's what we want our horse girls to shine here at Grinding Gear. So we do not adjust our ISO for phone screens. I guess I could have adjusted the screen brightness. That's something that would have been an easier way to do that. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Avane Super going to be at Anime NYC this weekend. Anything in particular you two would like me to look out for? I'm about to go to Japan, so
I'm
going to abstain on asking for anything collectors wise, because I'm already like trying to figure out we are getting on I think 5 Shinkansens while we're there, and I'm just like, it's 2 weeks. I know we're gonna do laundry at least once, but I'm also gonna need space in the suitcase to bring a bunch of shit home.
Is that Wisconsin, but you kill people? What is that?
I figured you, being a persona pervert and just generally a giant weeb, would know what a Shinkansen is. It's the bullet train.
Oh, it's just a train. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Bullet trains. Like, there's a ton of them going to all kinds of different places, but it's the train that you got to actually think about if you want to ride, because it's actually kind of expensive versus just like the regular local $3 loop around Tokyo. So I'm sweating, bringing a big suitcase to have to lug around with me on freaking trains. It sounds like a pain in the ass.
So. I'm still waiting. Apparently a kid I'm dissecting 5-year-old stories. Yeah, there may be truths, there may be half-truths, but apparently 5-year-old got on the bus. He sat down next to, I think, like a 5th grader, a big kid, and the kid gets out 2 Dragon Ball Z toys and is like, "Here, you want one of them?" And so he just got to play with Goku the whole way to school the other day.
Yo, that's a cool ass 5th grader.
Yeah, that was really chill.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, that's sick. Oh, you should hook that kid up somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who they are. I don't know the story.
How it was when I was in school.
No.
The older kids wore assholes.
Dude, older kids are really good these days, man. The majority of them will wave at littles and say, "What's up, little dude?" and give them, fist bumps and stuff. Like, in general, the middle schoolers and high schoolers I've met, they're extremely encouraging.
I don't know if this is correct, but I feel the need to say thank God for Bluey. Just make it a little better.
Who knows, man? Yeah, I don't know who made that cool, but someone did.
Yeah. Man, that's freaking sick.
So I tell that story because Avane, thank you so much. I'll let you know soon. I don't know right now. We're gonna be talking about Pokemon today.
He's been exposed to Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z in rapid back-to-back
those
order.
are pretty cool, So
I got into them both pretty much at the same time, and let me tell you, that was an awesome year. That was a really awesome year.
Yeah, so I'm trying to, I'm just staying open to whatever he gets into that is beyond my control. Clearly, Minecraft is very important. He has said he wants
to keep him out of Roblox.
He said, "Oh yeah, absolutely. No, that place is a mess." He said he wants to get Minecraft. He's going to save up his $1, his little man allowance, and he's going to get Minecraft for his iPad. He's into that a lot. He's played it on my computer once or twice and been like, "Hell yeah!" So we're getting Minecraft soon. I know, because that's a big topic in the kindergarten room, is who's playing Minecraft.
Let's freaking go, man. We should really do a Minecraft survival play because I have literally never touched it. We could do an honest to God, my first experience playing Minecraft.
Interesting.
Straight.
I'll just add that to this little list of things I have going here.
Yeah, we should do it. We should have a planned stopping point though, so it doesn't end up like Satisfactory where half of our audience, maybe more than half our audience, has zero interest in ever watching it, and the whoever remains wants that to be the only thing we play until we're done.
I mean, yeah, you could die.
It's a tough game.
Yeah, you could just end. I don't know. Usually for me, it's like make a roller coaster is my end point, and then I kind of fart off from there. You know, I don't really sustain my interest past the roller coaster point.
Yeah, I would pay good money to watch Garrett play Minecraft. All right, Naoto. All right. It's something it's been on a list of like fun, like maybe future projects for the channel because I've just never experienced it. Roguemates, hey, thanks for the super. I will, I guess I'll check the PO box next time I'm over there. I'll let you know. I don't think I'm going to make it over today though. That's unlikely. Zico, Super the Scalpers are selling the celebratory figure Captain Centos. I'm assuming that's a Warhammer thing for the 200th North American store. They start at $60 and up to $600. Nice job. Not Garrett Weinzierl. Games Workshop. Yeah, that's totally a Warhammer thing.
Yep. Yeah. Kind of your classic Space Marine look. So what's going on? We got Warhammer scalpers now.
I mean, scalpers exist for anything with scarcity. So
sure.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's weird to me.
They even tried to fight back. Tesla tried to fight back on that with the Cybertruck. They were like making they were threatening legal action if you sold the Cybertruck after getting an allotment for one.
An allotment?
When cars are rare, which the Cybertruck no longer is, but when it was new, it was low production, and so this is a thing that only rich people have to worry about, Kyle.
Okay.
So I only know as a spectator, but
it sounds like
when rare cars come out, they don't just let anyone buy them. It's not like you just go to a lot and they're there. You usually have to get on a list, and then maybe you get an allotment, which is like permission to give them money to buy the car.
But you miss out on the free hot dog. So what's the point?
I have no idea what that means.
Well, cool. Yeah, you go down to Discount Dave's Super Car Emporium, and you get a free hot dog, and you get to test drive the thing. Like,
I've never had a hot dog at a dealership.
Yeah, something they did in New Mexico a lot.
I'm glad. I figured they would do chili.
No, it's just what they were hollering on the radio. No free hot dogs this weekend.
That's a bit odd. That's a bit odd. You know what isn't odd is Naoto putting their money where their mouth is. Thank you for the first Minecraft money brick. Oh my God. Xizer, thanks for the 27 months. Hey, Tuna, youngster Joey here. How's your no croc doing? My Rattatas been doing great. Did you know my Rattatas are the top percentage of Rattata? I did know that, Joey. I did know that.
Damn.
I think you can go all the way. Kyle, you'll have to play silver to understand that reference. Or gold.
Apparently.
Unless Joey is silver specific, but I doubt he is.
Joey? Is that your rival's name or the base?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
No, it's just something.
Just a dude.
Just
a wonderful dude who loves his Rattata.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. Elodoth, thanks for 30 months. Thanks for the money management advice. Anyway, I just bought some Warhammer minis too. So, one cool, sick.
Yeah, but I like that they're not grab bags, right? So yeah, the idea of scalpers scalping Warhammer figures really sits weird with me because already we're getting removed from it. But if it's an exclusive at a thing, like yeah.
Dude, I remember not being able to find like an Earthworm Jim action figure when those came out in the 90s.
Oh, like, sure, my shredder.
Shit is just hard to find.
Yeah, I couldn't get a shredder when I was little.
Stuff is just hard to find sometimes. Suna, thanks for the 39 months. Appreciate you. And Ashley, thanks for the year. Said little kiddos playing Minecraft is so adorable. They're so creative and fun. Yeah, kids are just cute and dude. We were doing our run yesterday. No, not yesterday. Last week sometime. We did go for a run yesterday, but that's not important to the story. Can you tell I have attention issues? Go by a front yard and there's a kid in a box and he had like scribbled stuff on it, and he yells to the other kid in the yard, "You have to get in. The ocean's lava now." And I was like, "Yeah, that's the good shit." I loved a good box when I was a kid. That was the shit. That was my jam. I loved drawing on boxes and turning them into vehicles and shit when I was a kid. Loved it. Made me happy. It made me wistful.
Oh yeah, paper towel day here is celebrated. You know, when Amazon delivers the big box of paper towels, you get the big box, get all the markers out.
Yeah, that's good shit. That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Get out my Leatherman and cut out the windows.
Nice. Rogue Mage, super. Speaking of Minecraft, someone is starting a class action lawsuit against Microsoft for anti-consumer EULA shenanigans. Possible topic. This is the first I'm hearing of it, so yeah, definitely can't speak on it for right now. But yeah, maybe possible topic next week. Isn't there a big? Isn't someone mounting a lawsuit against Roblox for endangering children?
Oh yeah, that's. I mean, it's all over the news right now. That's been going on for years now, but it seems like it's finally escalating.
Oh, well, I just heard about it today.
No, I mean, none of it's happy news, of course, but you have essentially several streamers, much like the I pretended to be a grandma and I scam the scammers kind of thing. There's a number of streamers doing To Catch a Predator inside of Roblox right now. And
Wasn't Chris Hansen coming out with a special?
Yes, yeah, Chris Hansen's doing a special as well.
That's bananas. I legit can't wait to watch it, but also like I giggle because I just think of the Chris Hansen episode of South Park.
Yeah, and you know what? He still talks like that, right? I saw his little video this morning about him reading his special coming up. But the company has been at it for years, and they've been unwilling to make any sort of protections. So it's really time that it just kind of escalates on their faces.
This is unfortunately how the world works. They don't care. Make your money. And then get out when you're forced to.
Well, now it's time for them to care, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's really lame. It's really on top of the fact that like a lot of the popular games are just blatant ripoffs of other games. Like, did you see that? Did you see the peak copy that's in Roblox?
No,
like
but I believe it.
Promoting, and the art is like not even legally distinct.
Yeah, but you also have successes that have broken outside of Roblox to become their own games. You know, like your Rainbow Friends and your Garden of Banban. A lot of horror games got their
start.
You're
just failing to come up with a second example, or are you failing to come up with the example that you're thinking
They
of
look so similar to me. This is my Pokemon Digimon dad moment where I'm like, they're the same thing, but they're not. They're clearly distinct, unique things. But that's also like BattleNet. We grew up with BattleNet, and a lot of games were invented in that system, and eventually breached out into Dota and everything else like that. So
yeah, but they were the popular games were original thoughts. They weren't just copies of existing games.
Yeah,
and Dota was a sensation because it was entirely new, as opposed to just come play your crappier version but free version of the thing you probably don't have money to pay for because you're a kid.
Yeah, no, I don't like the kind of Chuck E. Cheese token system that they have. Like anyone can program in, pay X Robux to get wings for this level to cheat to the end. And, winning with money isn't exactly, I think, a good lesson for anybody.
I agree.
Of the child persuasion.
This conversation of how much little kids love cardboard boxes just reinforces my opinion that cats are permanent toddlers. If toddlers were also aliens at the same time.
What is a cat in human years? Because dogs are like 2 years old.
Why are you even thinking about this?
I'm just curious. Maybe there's an obsession with boxes that happens around the same time.
A cat's first year is equal to about 15 human years.
Well, yeah, that's about age, right? Yeah.
Sliding scale. That's what you asked.
No, I'm asking what's their intelligence. Looks like comparable to that of a 2 or 3 year old human child.
Well, there you go.
Without language skills, but based on memory skills and understanding of the areas around them.
Well, there it is. I should go a little easier on Dexter.
He's an old man. Yeah, he's not only is only 2 years old mentally, but he's also an old man. So yeah, be kind to him double.
Oh my god, dude, he's just getting worse. Like he's always been bad about getting on the counter, and eventually we just gave up. We tried the upside down office mat, and he, like a raptor, would learn when it's not there, he could go. So it just became pointless because it's not like we could keep it on the counter the whole time. Now he's on the coffee table, which he never used to go on. He used to understand that was not okay. Now he's on it all the time. He goes on the kitchen table, which he used to understand he couldn't go on. And now he just goes in the kitchen sink. which we actively yell at him for. And the dogs now, when he gets in the sink, they get mad at him. That like we've yelled at Dexter so many times that Zelda becomes like security for our kitchen sink. It's insane. So anyway, would you like to start the show proper?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it.
Cool. Let me make a little break in the recording there. And I'll just go with it. Well, Kyle.
Oh, we're doing this audio style. Yes, Garrett.
Sometimes we do.
Sometimes. Have we done that recently? Yeah. We're cold open and all that. Welcome, everybody. Hi, everybody.
Between the two of us and how both of our brains operate, the fact that you're ever surprised by anything I say is just bonkers to me.
I look to you for dependable what's it called? Cycle?
Repetition?
What? Yes. Structure. You know,
Depend on me for structure.
You're a podcast host. You have intros and outros and 5-paragraph essays and all that. Like, yeah. Hello, everybody. Hi. We're gonna be talking about a lot of things today. Ooh, formal intro. Hello.
Oh yeah, we got a good show for you. We're gonna talk about stuff that Kyle added to the doc that I am totally 100% up to date on. Like, what game made you cry the most? We might look forward to Warcraft at Gamescom a little bit. And then we're gonna talk about like things we watched, like Alien Earth. Catching up on Dandadan. I'm also going to talk about going to Epic Universe, and we're also going to talk about Pokemon scalping. We got a lot to talk about.
Perfect.
Got a lot to talk about. But how was your weekend, sir?
It was eventful. It was full of Florida summer fun, which is very hot. I completed the wood build, and he's coming, so that was really nice.
You wait. You got wood and he is coming?
Yeah, it was a full wood build. It was for an achievement, and now I'm working on my stone build. So that game continues to deliver and be a delight. I am eyeing...
You need wood before you can come.
Yep, I've started leveling my machinist, and then I fired off and started working on my rogue/ninja in the Final Fantasy 14 fronts.
Rogue/ninja... Oh.
Yeah, the melee DPS and all that.
Oh, okay.
I got some.
Why that? That's not what you've been talking about playing.
No, I know, but just Savage is over for now. I'm just following my whimsy, man. It's nice. I don't have to be on a clock to get everything leveled up and geared. I'm just kind of being like, oh, I got a little quest over here. Oh, a little world quest over here. Oh, just kind of bouncing around, having a good time with it.
Okay. All right. Something we can do. I've not. I don't think I've bounced off of anything faster than Ninja.
Yeah,
it's Final Fantasy 14.
I haven't made it to those role quests yet, but it's relaxing. Playing video games just for the fun of it. But I've also been watching a lot of WoW content like Bellular and stuff. That's been a lot of fun. It's very cool. Very cozy. Bellular, I know about 2 years ago we were all kind of wondering why everything got so recreational outragey with his content, and it feels like he's in a really happy space, and I think he's making some really cool videos right now covering the world of Warcraft, and it's been interesting seeing it from the outside, like truly from the outside, right? Because Shadowlands was such an exodus. War Within just didn't capture me on the story front, and that was kind of what the box product was selling it to me as, but it's such a huge community and property that you can't help but just kind of, with your limited knowledge of what may exist today, look back on it and look into it and be like, that's interesting. I wonder how we got there. You just have some connection to it. It's like a Disney property just being like, we're making a remake. You're like, oh, no, don't. But let's remember what that movie was like after all. And then you go watch a video about like the original, and then you do it again. And then maybe you watch half the original and go, this is crap. But you know what? I sure like that original. And you end up just having a lovely experience.
Nothing makes me watch old Disney animated movies faster than them putting out another soulless live action remake. I will do it. I will watch everything about that movie except for the live action remake itself. But it will send me down a rabbit hole of rewatching the original movie.
I've also been
the one with the actual art behind it.
I've also been reading tons of Mistborn, which is really really good book. It's lots of fun. I finished the first one and I'm into the second one now, which had the classic, hey, we're starting the book again, introduce everything in case someone picks this up by accident. You're like, no, please, no.
I am not used to any book doing that. They do that?
Doing a refresh at the start of it? Yeah, it's like a common sequel thing, particularly when you're dealing with like young adult, which is has limited meaning nowadays. You know, young adult books are
Hunger Games didn't do
books.
that. Locked Tomb doesn't do that. They just kind of go.
You know, a little refresher. You know, get your
expect
feedback.
You to read.
And some people, you know, also it's been 2 years for them. You know, a lot of people don't go and watch the original movie before seeing the second. Many people do, but books are a bigger investment, much like video games.
The internet exists, you know, just click note that biz. Whenever I go back to Dresden, that's what I do because I go years in between continuing.
You could, you know, but it does make the introductory part a little more grueling to get through. But I finally got past that, so things are starting to pop off in that dimension. How about you?
Well, speaking of hot, I've picked the best weekend ever to go to the first new theme park in the United States in like 20 years. I went to Epic Universe, Universal's fourth gate. I guess if you, I guess you could. I guess if you count their water park, then it hasn't been 20 years. I do not count water parks.
Yeah, don't count water parks. No, those are
water parks do not count.
Those are human soup machines. Yeah,
parks. They are human soup machines. I'm not a water park fan.
I think they're fine. You know, particularly when you get in the family tube. You know, the really, really big one, and that's delightful.
The family tube.
Yeah, the big ones. You know, that's worth the price of admission.
I have been to a water park once in my life. It was fine. I'm not a particularly skeezed out person, but I really struggle with water parks. It's hard not to think about the fact that I'm just sitting in urine.
I don't mind that because people go in the ocean and don't worry about the fish pee, and that bothers me. But really, it's just the Band-Aids. That's the only thing I don't like.
The whole ocean. There's a lot more dilution going on there, plus salt. Which
but there's a lot of fish in there too, and they're all peeing. So
yes, I don't know. It's fine.
Band-Aids are the bothersome part.
Which are also in the ocean, but you're
you're a lot less likely to
a lot less likely to go.
So you went to it's called Epic Universe?
It is literally, the name is Epic Universe. Yep. And it is nowhere near the other two Universal parks. It is not near Studios. It is not near Islands of Adventure.
Oh, but do they have a big land like Disney where they can just kind of build shit?
I guess, yeah.
Or did they buy new land?
It's really close to International Drive, which if you've ever been to Orlando, folks hearing the sound of my voice, that's like the big tourist trap boulevard with all the old shitty gift shops and the world's biggest McDonald's and all that kind of stuff. It's like really in the middle of shit. But they have a lot of space. Like I had no idea they owned that land, and I had no idea it was there. I was really surprised about the whole thing. Massive shout out to Katie because she pretty much like planned the whole thing. Been a while since I talk about my family in here. I have a younger brother, and he is a bigger video game nerd than I am. He loves video games, and he is like really, really into like shit like Nintendo and Sonic. Like he I had those times in my life, and I feel like I kind of outgrew them. He is just a permanent like Nintendo Sonic kid. Like he loves that shit, like all about it. And so he has just been. Katie and I are known as the theme park people in our family, which I'm sure is shocking for you to hear, Kyle.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that comes as a surprise. And so he has been begging since his birthday, which was all the way back in May, for us to plan an Epic Universe trip and bring him along, and for us to kind of be the guides. And so like he's just like, I just want to have a good day at this new park so I can see Super Nintendo World. I want my bro who's a theme park nerd to play, to kind of plan the whole thing. And so otherwise, I would have never in a million years gone in August because it's probably the worst possible time to go to a theme park. At least not in terms of crowd levels, but definitely in terms of visiting while the temperature resembles that of Satan's asshole. So, yeah, it was really hot. It hit like 95 degrees. And so I think I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
And I want to be very clear. I was kind of dreading this. I kind of was just like, God, if I was left to my own devices, I would just wait until like March. I would just go when it's cooler, and hopefully the new park fervor has worn off a little bit because we were checking wait times almost daily leading up to this so we could know what the hell to do. And wait times were insane, Kyle. We're talking over 200 minutes for Mario Kart. Like last week on Thursday, we checked it and we saw like over 200 minutes on Mario Kart. And it's about the same for the Donkey Kong roller coaster. And so we were just like, oh boy. We had one ace up our sleeve, which was Katie found out that if you stay at a Universal hotel, you get in an hour before everyone else. So if you're staying in a Universal property, you get 1 hour early entry to Epic Universe. So we did the rational thing, which was book the cheapest Universal hotel that was also the closest to the park. Because they have that really beautiful hotel that is literally on the park ground. It was $750 for a single night.
Makes sense. That's how much it is for those
things.
We
went, no.
Yeah.
We went, no, we're not doing that. And we went to the $150 a night.
Nice. Yeah.
Stella Nova Hotel. Really nice. Super basic. You get 2 twin beds. That's the only option. 2 queens. You get 2 queen beds. Only option. It's like a 800 and something room hotel. They have 1 room type. There's 0 options. That's all they have. They only allow you to put 4 people in the room because of that early entry thing. They don't want you like jam packing it full of people just to get the early entrance. But it was a nice hotel. They did a good job. It was very comfy beds, all that kind of stuff. And we got in an hour early and we were able to do every single ride in the Nintendo park before the gates opened to general admission.
Damn. Whoa, holy crap.
We knocked out Mario, we knocked out Donkey Kong, and we even rode the Kitty Yoshi ride before 10 a.m.
Sure. Well, that one would have had the longest wait, probably.
Yes. And they also have express passes, which we looked into, which is like their fast pass thing. It was double the price of the ticket.
Yeah.
The price for Universal's Express Pass is a sliding scale, and I guess based on interest and day of the week, they will just charge whatever they want for
surge pricing. Yeah, we're talking.
And so
like
for
Uber.
the Saturday that we went, I think tickets were like $170, and the Express Pass was like just shy of $300.
Oh, sure,
each.
My goodness.
Yeah, and so we were like, for that, not going to spend that money either. So we just got tickets. We just stayed at the cheap hotel. And I got to say, I think the 1 hour early entry is worth its goddamn weight in gold. Because we knocked out 2 of the longest waits in the entire park before gates opened. I will say I've watched some other guides from theme park YouTubers that have done like a guide to early entry. And that may not be typical. Most of them I watched, they got on like 1 ride quickly. And usually they would go for Nintendo World. And then they would try and get on like Donkey Kong, and the line was already an hour. We beelined it for Mario Kart, got off, and went to the Donkey Kong area, and the Donkey Kong roller coaster was delayed. So it wasn't open yet, even though it was supposed to be. They were having some kind of technical difficulty with it.
Oh,
but at
delayed
that point,
for the day.
Yeah, actually, I'm leaving out a part. We also jumped on the Yoshi ride in between because we were like, the wait was like 5 minutes. We're like, screw it, let's just jump on. And then we went to Donkey Kong because we figured the line would already be long, but it wasn't open yet. And it was like 10 minutes to 10, which is when it's supposed to open up. So we get there, and the lady, they're like not even letting people in the queue. They're like, sorry, it's delayed. We don't know when it's going to open. And I turned to my brother Chase and Katie, and I'm like, all right, what do y'all want to do? And we're sitting there, we're talking, and we're like, listen, it's 10 minutes to 10. I bet they're hustling to get this thing open for general admission. So, we're not going to do anything in 10 minutes.
Oh, the strategy. Yeah.
Even if we try to go to another land, by the time we get there, general admission will be open. So what's the point? So I went, what's the point? Let's give them 10 minutes, see if it opens. So we just stood there in the shade for 10 minutes. And sure enough, 9:59, they open up the queue. We were the 3rd cart to leave the roller coaster station that day. We were on the 3rd train out of the Donkey Kong. So, yeah, man, we freaking we knocked out all 3 rides in the Nintendo World before 10 a.m. and it was absolutely amazing. And I think we had ridden every ride with the exception of a couple kiddie rides over in the How to Train Your Dragon section by 2 p.m. We'd ridden every ride in the park. So even with some waits. So I was dreading it. I ended up having an amazing freaking time. We had so much fun. It's for the most part a really well made park. I would say I give it an 8 out of 10 because it's like a hub and spoke design, kind of like Disney. But the difference is that Disney has side connections between its. If I'm talking about like Magic Kingdom here,
yeah, little back ways to get around.
There are back ways from one world to the next. That does not exist at Epic Universe. There's a couple of side exits, but they don't connect directly from world to world, which I kind of get because if they did, you'd be going from Nintendo World straight to Dark Universe.
Yeah,
and I probably don't want kids just like wandering from let's go to Dracula sucking your blood.
Well, it looks like there's also a future expansion planned between those two. So
there's a whole phase 2. Park nerds are already theory crafting what phase 2 expansion will be.
I'm surprised they went so big on How to Train Your Dragon. Like,
it's a really good world, dude. They did an exceptional job with it. There's a glaring omission from How to Train Your Dragon, in my opinion. If you want to get into Garrett, maybe theory opinions. What do you think? Let's play again. What do you think the most obvious attraction would be for a How to Train Your Dragon theme park?
A roller coaster.
Oh, okay. Well, then they have that. You would be happy. We were waiting in line for the roller coaster, and I went, Katie, and she goes, "What?" And I go, "I cannot believe they don't have anything that's like the Avatar Flight of Passage ride. That seems like the single most obvious ride you would do for How to Train Your Dragon." Have you been on the Avatar ride at Animal Kingdom?
No, I haven't.
All right. It's like you're riding whatever the flying things are in Avatar. I'm not a huge Avatar fan, so I don't know what the name.
Wait, it's like the old genie carpet ride from Disney Dream Tech, whatever that was called.
Maybe, but you sit on you step into what looks like a sim, and you sit on like you straddle like a horse.
Yeah.
And then the lore of the ride is that they're zapping you into avatars, so it looks like you're on one of those flying creatures. The ride vehicle has air bladders on the right and left, so you feel it breathe on your thighs.
So this door in front of you opens up, or does that screen just...
The door in front of you opens up, and it's a massive like,
projector
screen in front of you, and it looks like, it really feels like you're flying. And so that's what I thought they were going to do for How to Train Your Dragon. And to me, that seems like a glaring omission.
Okay,
but
anyway, I prefer a real ride, a real coaster.
Oh, look at Mr.
Well,
simulators are not real.
Soarin's all right.
Soarin is okay. All right, okay. I'm gonna burn some bridges here. Soarin is one of the most overhyped rides in the history of Disney. I am assuming it comes from people who live in California just loving to talk about California.
Well, Soarin is more. To me, Soarin' is just an excuse to cool down. Like, there's a long line indoors. You get air blown at you. They shoot some dust on you when you fly over the elephant.
Yes.
It's a service.
Calling the Avatar ride Soarin' is like a massive diss, in my opinion. The Avatar ride is like so much more technically savvy. It has a lot more going on. It's like comparing a Steam VR headset to the Virtual Boy. That's like the comparison you're making. Right
but you make a roller coaster, and then you make sure you put one of those full brake stops in the middle point, so you can run 3 coasters at once. So you make the maximum amount of money in Roller Coaster Tycoon. Like that's that's how you move numbers. You build a big wooden, a big one just to get the park open. Maybe put an egg beater out front. You call it good. You throw that thing open, and then you decorate. When you get a chance.
I really appreciate you for keeping it on topic. That was exactly what I wanted to talk about. Yep.
So, did you go to Toad's Quick Service Cafe? Like, what else is it?
No, but
there's a boat ride.
I saw the inside of Toad's Quick Service Cafe. At one point, my brother is much pickier than I am when it comes to eating. So at a certain point at dinner, we couldn't decide, and I was like, dude, you want? I know you want to go to Toadstool. Let's split up. You go have your dinner at Toadstool. Katie and I are going to go get whatever. And we'll meet back up. But we finished eating before he did, so I did go see the inside of it. It's a wonderful looking restaurant. It's all Italian themed because Mario.
Sure, sure.
But yeah. So anyway, it was a really freaking good time. The middle of the park though has Zero shade. Like nothing. Absolutely. It's nothing but concrete.
That's
just
so weird.
Radiating the sun back in your face.
Just build those
and so
lattices.
When you go from world to world, it on a hot day, you actually want to die. I remember people complaining about Animal Kingdom for this reason when it first opened, and people must have been babies in the 90s because compared to Epic Universe, Epic Universe is the surface of the sun compared to Animal Kingdom. But other than that, they did a great job.
Yeah, Animal Kingdom has a natural cover. I don't get why they don't put the little posts with the big canvas in a triangle, because a triangle is a powerful shape.
Because you'd have to take it down for a hurricane.
Well, they do that to playgrounds here, thank goodness. Deal.
That's because parents complain and playgrounds only have city money. This has massive IP money, and they don't have to care about parents complaining.
Yeah, that's true. You can just let them rock. Plus, the water sails or whatever. Yeah. You get on that walkway.
Plus, on this scale, that would be
how was
an insane amount of things to take down during hurricanes.
How was the Universal Monsters ride?
It's my favorite ride in the park.
Badass.
It's really good. It was goddamn exceptional, and that's even with one of the main first animatronic was already broken. Which really bummed me out.
Was he bagged or was he just missing?
She was completely still like an action figure.
Who was it?
It's Victoria Frankenstein, the daughter of Victor Frankenstein.
Right.
Is the lead character of this ride.
So your humanoid lead-in storyteller was broken?
Yep.
That sucks.
Yep, she was broken. There's also a pre-show, and that was broken, and that's probably the biggest disappointment of the day for me.
Damn.
Because I've seen a couple clips of it on TikTok, and it looks awesome. Like, I really wanted to watch the pre-show, and the whole room was just turned off and just bypassed. You walked through it, and they just had a big black tarp up.
Damn.
To hide. So shit's already broken at the park, which is a bummer. But even with that, it's still my favorite ride. We were freaking done. We went back to the hotel for a while because we were just like toast, and we rode everything. And then we found out my parents had already had dinner. We're like, all right. So we went back to the park to eat dinner, and we went back because we really, really, really wanted to see the Dark Universe area once the sun had gone down. And dude, a storm rolled in right when we got there.
Okay.
And we saw real lightning behind the Frankenstein castle. Holy shit, dude. It is my jam. It is one of my favorite things that I've ever experienced in a theme park.
That's pretty cool.
I will also say I kind of got misty-eyed walking into the Mario Park. The Super Nintendo world, I wasn't prepared. I know I talk a lot of shit about Nintendo around these parts. I don't think about Nintendo very often. But damn, it unlocked just childhood. I walked through that portal, and it was just distilled childhood memories, but cranked up to 11.
It's hard to not get over the seams as you get older, but those moments are very special.
Oh, dude, they did such a good job. You can't see, once you're in it, you can't see anything else in the park. You are just surrounded by Mario terrain. Everything is squared off. Every single coin you can see is spinning in sync with each other.
Ooh.
So it looks like it's in a video game. Yeah. There's just random shells scooting by on the top of a mountain, and the music is insane. It's like what I imagine I'll hear if I died and actually went to heaven. It's like that level of at peace, that level of joy. It was awesome, absolutely awesome. And I know it's the Super Nintendo World's it's probably old news for most people listening. It's been out in Japan and it's been out in California forever. California still doesn't have the Donkey Kong extension, but anyway, it's my first experience with it, and I was horribly impressed. So, yeah. The next morning, I woke up. It's checkout time, and I'm sitting there sipping my coffee, and I just go, ugh. Katie goes, "What?" I'm like, "Look at all these bastards off to have a good time. I want to go back to the park. Why should they get to have fun?"
Yeah.
I was like, I actually wanted to go back. So yeah, Epic Universe gets my recommendation.
That's pretty cool.
They did a good job, and it looks like there's plenty of room to expand. So I think it'll stay interesting and fresh for a while.
Well, speaking of
Please fix
Nintendo,
Victoria Frankenstein.
Victoria's Frankenstein.
Speaking of Nintendo,
Speaking of Nintendo,
it is a Nintendo
you know,
thing.
it's Nintendo thing.
Let's get into this week's news.
Good. Oh, great news, everyone. Shove it.
Pokemon scalping. It's always been exhausting. It's at a new level of exhausting.
So
Pokemon Worlds was this past weekend, Kyle.
Okay, Pokemon Worlds, which is
Pokemon Worlds,
the BlizzCon of Pokemon.
All the Pokemon finals, the card game, and then all of the extraneous video games.
Right.
All of that happens at Worlds, and it was in the U.S. this year because it changes where it happens, and it was out in Anaheim in our old stomping grounds. I'm assuming in the same convention center that BlizzCon takes place in. I don't know. I wasn't there, but apparently it was plagued by scalpers.
In the con itself.
With people were
with
buying,
admission.
Yep.
To get in, and then due to the exclusive goodies inside or the amount of goodies available, they decided that the price of admission was worth going into.
I believe the draw is the exclusivity of it all.
Okay.
So, yeah, they were. So a lot of reports coming out from Pokemon World of scalpers just showing up and buying things to immediately go and resell them. In some cases at hotels just outside of the Anaheim Convention Center. With some hotels trying to crack down on it, apparently.
Setting up shop inside the hotels, according to this Kotaku article.
That is bonkers. Yeah, this is coming from like some Reddit threads and people complaining on social media. And yeah, absolutely insane. But yeah, I was also talking to our buddy Das from the Grinding Gear community. And Das was saying there was a bit of a lottery system. Particularly for, it seems like it was for the Pokemon Center itself. I don't personally know because I wasn't there. I don't know if that's the only place you can buy stuff or if there's multiple places you can buy stuff. But yeah.
Just looking at the tweets coming out of this, I really dislike how Pokemon Worlds has turned from a celebration of competitive Pokemon to taking everything remotely valuable and scalping it for profit.
Yeah, and this is only one of two instances of Pokemon scalping taking the joy out of joy. Just last week, did you hear about what happened in Japan with McDonald's?
No.
So also last week there was a Pokemon promotion at McDonald's only in Japan. It was the Happy Sets promotion, and they had to cancel it after a single day. Because scalpers were buying so many Happy Meals and completely overloading the trash cans with food so they could just get the card and go resell them. And so, this is like many McDonald's promos. This was supposed to go for some time, and instead it was canceled within 24 hours.
Okay. That's so disappointing on so many levels. Like...
Right?
I mean, it hardly counts as food, but still don't waste it. Just find something to do with it. It's not...
Yeah.
Well, we can officially declare that, all cultures succumb to this. At least there's no special line formed.
That is the first place my brain went. It's like, what does that say about me that I went, oh, thank God it's not America.
Yeah. It's just like that is a pretty genuine fear.
I just want any other country to also be trash.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, every country has its trash.
I would prefer if no one was trash, but so often I feel like I read stories like this, and it's about
that's
about the
so
United
insane.
States. Yeah. Yeah, Jesse Hyman in chat goes, at least we eat it with our meat,
right? and so the cards were so valuable that it's not even worth digesting the food, and you just bought so many of them. It sounds like,
I know this has been an issue in the past as well. I know there's been points. I can't think of like specific, like which ones were specific, but I know there were points in my childhood where like McDonald's would just let you buy the damn toy because they didn't want waste. But I don't know if that's just not a thing they do at at Japanese McDonald's or what. But
from my memory, it was pay additional. Like you could buy food and then you would pay for the McDonald's version of the Disney Cup, or when they did the Power Rangers thing, you would buy the toy on top of the Happy Meal, and you could sort of cash in the Happy Meal's lesser toy value to go towards the bigger toy that was available.
Oh god, I think this is just straight up. This was what the Happy
Meal it's a card. Like this
was
like the
it came with the toy as well, but I believe the main reason folks were buying them in mass were for the cards.
Yeah, well, McDonald's has been sporting these stupid slider toys for a bit, where you have kind of a launcher that you squeeze and then it scoots across the ground. Like we're talking no wheels, just a piece of plastic with a disc on the bottom where the piece of plastic goes, and that's like their character option now. I mean, at least like do a Hot Wheels week so you get an actual car that rolls. Yeah, I do think Happy Meal toys have gone downhill a little bit, but if the card like value to make not very high, that's actually a great thing to put inside of a Happy Meal if we could control ourselves.
Even when I wasn't a scalper, I got very excited about any promo card like that. Brought me a lot of joy as a child, even though I was not going and then reselling the shit. I was keeping it for my collection. But I remember being really excited to go to the Pokemon movie. Somewhere in this house is that darn Dragonite that I got from the movie promo. But yeah, it's nuts, man. It's like I get it. Like scalpers aren't news, but it's at such a level for Pokemon shit that I feel for the folks that are really, really, really freaking tapped in. Because as someone who only recently just kind of like got back in a little bit with my playthrough of Silver and reminded myself just how much I enjoy Pokemon when I get lost in it.
Well, and
it sucks. I'm glad to hear that they tried something for Worlds. It's still not going to stop people from turning around and hawking those things off. But if you're limiting how much folks can buy through the use of a lottery system, like, thank goodness. But clearly, like, I don't know. Like, I look at the McDonald's Japan promo and I go, you didn't see this coming? You didn't take the temperature of people
beautiful
fighting
innocence
in Costco, like getting into fist fights.
What a beautiful thing. They thought it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I mean, what really makes me sad seeing like this video here that was posted on social media is, as they put it, the Black Friday flashbacks, like people elevating things above their heads after they take it off the shelf in order to wade through the crowd. Like, no kid's going to be able to fight in that. No kid's going to withstand the tide to get what they want. Yeah, I think we need a bit more of an attitude of let the smalls have their time. Let them get the hats.
Yeah. It's exhausting, but like, I feel for the parents that like want to surprise their kid when they get home. Like, do you have to show up with your kid, and then where does it escalate? Are you then renting out your child for $1 so you can take someone else's kid to McDonald's?
Right? Yeah. Are you doing like I have a child, and you bring them forward and you get them on the boat to Pokemon
it's
Land,
that scene
like
from Titanic?
Yeah, exactly.
But you're just buying Pokemon cards at McDonald's.
I have just grabbing your cousins and being like, "Come on, we're taking their kids." 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's enough. I can make a good buck off that.
I'm in a great spot. I got a buddy who's got 3 kids. I got one phone call for 3 Happy Meals. We can make some money.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk to me, buddy.
Give me a few years, man. We can get this business rolling.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, you can't. There's so many artificial constraints you could try to put on it, and obviously, Pokemon has been around for an extremely long time. So there's no, you can't just age someone on Pokemon and be like, "Sorry, you're too old. You get no merch." Because you're old now. That's not fair either. That's crazy.
Listen, man. Tired is worrying about people having kids or additional welfare checks. Wired is being worried about people having kids so that they can get more exclusive Pokemon promotion.
So you can get in on the deals, and getting that exclusive line,
Yeah, that's the fear they should be stoking on news, on 24-hour news networks. That's what they should be doing.
That's insane. Well, I mean, have any of these? I mean, I know like McDonald's was like, whoa, we went out of this game. Vow to return to basics is what they said. They wanted out. We were vowed to return to basics and what lies behind the happy set, which is all about bringing smiles to families so we can contribute to a wholesome development of their hearts and the bodies of children who are our future, says McDonald's in their statement. But
yes. Without thinking about the health concerns of McDonald's.
The second you say that online, someone's going to say that Japanese McDonald's are actually better food because, you know, the food has a better standard there and it's not high fructose corn syrup.
My understanding is that compared to most food in Japan, it's still
a Happy Meal. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's all about perspective.
Which listen, I'm not above enjoying McDonald's, sometimes, that's what you're in the mood for. We're getting additional word on the street from Das. We gotta.
Oh yeah. Right up here. Yeah. Let's hear it.
So Das just sent me this on Discord, said a clarification for Worlds. The event. So Das was there the whole weekend in person. And I'm assuming from the pictures you sent me, Das, it seems like you yourself took part in buying plenty of merch on site. So Das says a clarification for Worlds. The event is a lottery system like FanFest. This does not mean you get to go to the Pokemon Center on site. The reservation was sent out early to attendees, then made public. Exclusive merch was a limit number per purchase. There were instances of scalpers being kicked out, even an arrest of someone who stole merch from someone else. God, that's disgusting.
Oh my God. Okay.
The Pokemon Center would only allow groups that were for that time, and they needed the actual email, not a screenshot. Good on them. There were definitely scalpers in the Marriott, but the majority of people going to merch were fans. As for Worlds itself, the vast majority were actual fans. Why would scalpers want to attend the actual event? Day 1 and maybe 2 were the worst. Also, people with children were being let in before others in their time slots. Correct. All right. Hell, good for them. They tried. They tried the damnedest. So, well, that makes me happy to hear.
It's all for
also,
that.
I kind of want to go to Worlds.
Yeah. Well,
looks like a good time.
There you get into also like just the sweet rush of it. Like probably a lot of this isn't really about the massive income uptick that you're going to have. It's more that you attended an event and you got out of there and you're going to make $100 online like that. Like I remember the Figment popcorn bucket incident.
Dude.
Where people just went nuts.
It was one of the few times in my life I experienced something viral before knowing it was something that was viral. We were at Epcot. It just happened to be the day that those damn things were out. And there was a line like to the damn entrance of the park. And we're like, what the hell is this for? And we got up to where they were actually passing them out. And we're like, oh, it's for a Figment popcorn bucket. And I just came, I'm like, what a stupid thing to wait in line for. And then like that coming Monday, we wake up and it's like, Figment popcorn bucket, $600 on eBay. And I'm like, also, first, not worth success.
No, it is. No, it is made to hold food. It is not a well-crafted.
No, I mean the experience. Statue. Like there's a little thing in the back of my brain that went, oh, maybe I should have waited in line. And I'm like, no, that would have been like my day. My day would have been waiting in that line. And I would have gotten $600 for my trouble. Like, that's not worth it. You waste your whole park day. Like, what do we do? No.
Well,
what are we doing? Stop it. Get some help.
Sure. Whatever gets you off. Ultimately, like I'm happy for you. I'm glad you found a hobby and you're enjoying it. But and I'm really glad that at some point someone's like, I'm gonna find the best freaking corn seed I can, and now we have great corn for the rest of time. Like this is a happy trait. But we got to find that. We have to find dopamine somewhere, Garrett. And some people have chosen evil.
What is it? I told you your corn analogy was nuts.
Well, because it's a useful trait. Like if someone was like, I'm going to collect.
You're saying literally anything that anything in human history that was good came from the desire of chasing dopamine.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Because there was someone.
Why did you go with corn?
Because someone was wired just right. And they were like, yo, that corn seed, crap. Grandpa's corn, hate it. I'm going to make the best corn ever. And you all are going to be so jealous of my corn. And that, snowballed eventually into society today. And that's a beautiful
all just ends
thing.
up in your poop. Why are we excited about corn?
But that's why they threw away all the Happy Meals. This actually led me down a different path, learning about Worlds, because I am curious how it's actually played. Because I am...
Well, all of the things. Like, are you talking about the card game? Because all of the Pokemon is played.
Yeah, everything's played there. But I wanted to know, what was the official game? What game were they playing? How were these Pokemon dueling? Did you see the picture of the arena?
For the card game?
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah, it was freaking badass.
Yeah.
It's all Yu-Gi-Oh kids ever wanted in their life. It's an actual...
The production is phenomenal.
And there's abilities on the floor, and the cards are coming out, and the people they're just kind of sitting in the middle, and I'm kind of yo, get on podiums, put your cards on the little scanners, make a production of it. You got 2 judges there, I guess, maybe 3, maybe coaches, breathing over them, just making sure they're not getting weird, because
I just looked at some clips. I don't understand how it goes down, but I saw enough that I don't know. Keep your eye on me, everybody. I might be really into this come next year. It looks so sick.
I remember I went to the international once. It was 2015. I went to the Dota International Live, and their AR setup that they had, what we called AR at the time, it's more like the CNN room where they have the little poles that kind of boing next to them during the elections. It was kind of one of those. They had some screens, and every time a player would pick their hero, it would appear on the screen in front of them, and the field would change a little bit. And Here's the Storm kind of emulated this, and WoW's done some cute stuff with their stages and all that. But this is actually the Pokemon battlefield is what they're sitting on and standing on. And then the middle of it all, after all this production, this beautiful field, they're just sitting in gaming chairs around a table. I guess the table's kind of shaped like
it should be.
No,
they're playing real cards.
Be on Pokemon podiums in the corners, playing their cards, and then looking at the awesome field for the information they require.
You need to translate it from the corner
and you could just
of the local game store. I disagree.
You can just have a dude. No, dude. A huge part of getting ready for playing Pokemon cards should be just the nerves you have to even be on the stage. It's that badass. You might lose your mind.
It is that badass. I think it is that badass. How do you look at this and go, you're not going to have nerves and then, walking out onto this situation?
Get the Tinkerbell crane and that's the judge. Just fly him in, and he's hovering over your shoulder, dressed as a Pikachu or something like that. It's perfect.
Yu-Gi-Oh has ruined you. He's ruined you.
They're so close to achieving it.
I don't blame you. I understand. If I was gaslit into thinking that hair looked cool, I understand.
It is, but it's what the people want, man.
No, you got it. No, it's what you want. The rest of us want to see the hobby that we enjoy in our local game stores. But you already got it on a big stage.
You already got 3 judges making sure you're not cheat the whole time. That's not the tabletop experience. Let's go big. Let's go big.
No. You got to be close to your opponent. You got to try and read them. That's part of card games. If they were across the arena from each other, I think that I would legit be grumpy about it.
Listen, Mr. Pokerface. That's why you take the time.
Love Lady Gaga.
To have witty dialogue between the 2 players.
You just want Yu-Gi-Oh.
So
I think Yu-Gi-Oh's stupid.
So when
you're not gonna win.
When they summon Giga Big Pikachu and they slam it on the table,
what I'm trying to accomplish,
you gotta shit talk your opponent a little bit from across.
What I'm trying to accomplish here, Kyle. What I'm trying to accomplish here is not. I'm not trying to convince you that Yu-Gi-Oh is dumb. I'm trying to make you understand that I think Yu-Gi-Oh is dumb, and anything you bring to the table that sounds like Yu-Gi-Oh is not going to win me over.
What about people who say shit like, I need an all chat in my multiplayer game because an important element of my gameplay is I tilt enemies because I'm so cool like that?
Those people are dickheads usually, so of course they do that. I don't want dickheads.
Yeah, but now take that person and put them on a podium and make them do it publicly in an arena with their own voice. It's gonna be freaking badass, man. Again, the shit talking.
Immediately, you wouldn't be able to show this to children.
And then we need to line up.
You immediately would make this an R-rated broadcast.
Right above there on the edge, we need to sit their best friends and make them watch. They need to have
Kyle
like 3 of their best friends.
Expose children to the most foul shit you've ever heard in a league game.
And then when the other guy shows up with no friends,
The man with 3 children
you
does
know
not
he's a
want to
Kaiba.
protect children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to
I
be
just wanna
freaking great.
That this is the man with 3 kids. He wants his 3 kids exposed to all League of Legends all chat.
Well, it's a
That's
Pokemon sanctioned event. You gotta diss within the rating, or you get kicked out. Yeah, it's all part of the wiggle.
Yeah, no, you want to scar children for life. I understand.
I would be
man,
developing
if that's what you want,
esports personalities.
You're allowed to want that, and I am allowed to think that is inappropriate for Pokemon's target demographic.
Okay, well, I personally then, now that I'm done trying to convince anybody and failed, I'm personally disappointed they're just sitting in the middle of tables like a bunch of dweebs when they could have been, spread out and actually hamming it up. But well done. That's a super duper cool table. I thought we'd have more of this, but I know the esports bubble kind of burst and we just haven't had a lot of advancements in esports. So this is really cool to see.
Yeah, a lot of it was hurt by people who went on to scam VTubers and then get publicly shamed.
I blame golf at the end of the day, but I know it's not its fault. But that's just what we saw.
All right, listen. Esports was full of a bunch of grifters, and then they schismed. It like a de-evolution chart. Some of them went off to become NFT and AI grifters, and others went to continue exploiting streamers, but no longer esports streamers. They went after VTuber streamers.
What? What are you talking about?
You're talking about the esports bubble bursting.
Yes.
It's because all of these skeezy, smoky backroom grifters, they ran their scam and then they went off to
whatever the next big scam is. Yes, we didn't have enough actually passionate people. Still, at the end of the day, Coca-Cola has no idea where to throw their money.
They don't. It doesn't matter. They essentially have infinite money.
Yeah, that's why we build. That's why esports is so perfect, because we said, we have your target demographic and they're a captive audience. Do you want to, give out some soda? And they were like, hell yeah, we don't know how to spend.
And why at MLG was the only thing I could drink was Diet Dr Pepper, which I do enjoy.
That was weird. That was
the only soda there.
They had one of them had the Red Bull. The Red Bull was there. At any rate, so I found out that.
I'm sorry, just read in chat. Garrett's out here reporting the news while Kyle pitches his sports anime plot.
I think we can gussy this up a little bit. I think we can make this a little more exciting.
Don't know how you look at what I saw and say this needs to be gussied up more.
It was so cool. The stage is badass. But I did struggle. So this is not reporting. This is not journalism. This is a personal anecdote on how hard I struggled to figure out what was actually being played in there. It seems like they were playing Pokemon Violet. However, Violet is not Urinized grow up Pokemon. Like, this has a lot of elements, like where the Pokemon was captured and RNG kind of things of like, if the Pokemon ate breakfast that day, it got an extra point in special. And so in order to make a Pokemon for Worlds, in order to prepare an actual lineup for Worlds, at least 500 hours of gameplay had to be sunk in.
Yeah, a tiny bit of this, my understanding, started with Silver, like what I play. Like they added like nature, which was like a randomly assigned kind of attitude to Pokemon.
And so if you want,
so I would catch a Pokemon during my Silver playthrough, and immediately chat would be like, "What's the nature? What's the nature? What's the nature?" I would have to like go to the fucking Poke Center and open up Bill's PC. It's still Bill's PC in Silver. Spoiler alert, Kyle. And then like pull it up and like see what the nature was. And I apparently got the best nature on my Lugia. Like the 3 people that were still awake with me at 1 a.m. were so hyped about the nature of my Lugia. It's a good time. It's a good time.
And now I guess they're going to be switching to a completely different game for 2026, which is going to be Pokemon Champions, which is basically Pokemon Stadium. So you'll be able to program your Pokemon and just be like, I want this, and it's going to be more like building a deck next year.
Oh, shit. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's a little of both, right? Because then the strategy will become the paramount thing that everybody's after, and it's no longer about the random chance. Isn't even random chance when you had to have had that investment in the first place to even compete. You had to put in the 500 hours to pull off the Pokemon of the S tier needed, so you weren't just automatically beat. So now you show up, you get like this Pokemon, I guess Pokemon Champions is like a sim.
There's a
you know?
third-party tool that people already use that's not official at all. Oh, there it is in chat. Thank you, Konagami. Pokemon Showdown. I've seen some streamers using this, where you can just like program your Pokemon so that you don't need to put in.
Can you do that for the world's competition? Or is that considered cheating?
It's unofficial. It's unofficial.
Yeah.
But it's a tool that, like, if you just want to practice, like have for fun tournaments without all of the game. What I'm telling you is there's a very popular unofficial tool that people already do this in, and now they're making an official version.
Oh, no, I want to know what the esports players were doing. I assumed everyone under the sun would not do this. This seems insane. But I do like it. This is kind of the loot PvP that is interesting on paper. At the end of the day, I'd rather have my resilient battle set of glory and go straight into PvP and not get one shot. But in a competitive, multiplayer experience, I kind of like knowing my players put in 500 hours and really had to gruel in order to pull off this combo they made. It makes for a good story.
Okay. Right.
But apparently next year it's going to be a lot easier. And there should be even more people competing in it with this new Pokemon Stadium like they're doing with Pokemon Champions. Seems like a healthy choice for them.
Chats are like folks in chat are being like they already don't grind. It's easy to build your Pokemon. Okay, we need to have a deeper dive. We're not going to figure this out live on the podcast right now.
Yeah, but I prefaced as much as that I was trying to figure out how you get it, not the mods involved.
You haven't learned. I mean, I think we both learned our lesson that prefacing only goes so far when you're live.
Moving on.
Kyle, what game made you cry the most?
I'm trying to think. It certainly wasn't Final Fantasy X, and that was the weird part about this.
You found this. Where did this come from? Why did this come?
So this was a poll taken in Japan only by a survey by Dengeki Faminiko Gamer that got 4,700 responses in order to find out what the game was that made people cry the most.
That doesn't seem like that many responses.
I mean, it's a chunk.
We've had surveys around that number.
It's a chunk for sure. But apparently the game that made people cry the most was Final Fantasy X, which, maybe I was just too young to cry or something. I felt like I cried a lot more when I was younger, but Final Fantasy X, apparently the number one game to make people cry.
Okay.
In Japan. What game has made you cry the most, Garrett?
Probably the first Telltale Walking Dead game. The game is horrible.
Oh, yeah, the ending there. Yeah. That's something for sure.
Yeah.
So first place was Final Fantasy X. Second place was Crisis Core, Persona 3, Okami, Mother 3, Tales of the Abyss, Dragon Quest 11, Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy Sudoku 2. This is a translated page. Final Fantasy 15 was the final spot.
Yeah, because Final Fantasy 14 really only got me once. Yeah, I haven't cried a ton. Last of Us, like, damn near more misty-eyed with Last of Us.
Yeah, Last of Us was more just like a really hollow, like, oh, what a journey feeling at the end of the day.
The first one made me pretty sad. The second one kind of made me angry. And the second one I felt hollowed out by the end of it, which I think is the point.
Yeah,
which is why I think two. I think two is that's why I think two is effective.
Sometimes there are joyless creations.
Yeah, I mean, I still had a lot of joy just because two plays good. Like, it's one of the few games where I like the bow and arrow because putting dynamite on the end of it is hysterical. But yeah, I just yeah, a lot of games felt like, I don't know. It takes a lot to make me cry, and usually it takes some sort of real world connection. Like, probably the most upset I've ever been in a movie was the final Paul Walker Fast and the Furious. Because the send off was really good, and it was tied into a real world, very tragic death. So yeah, I don't know. And I'm just a mark for like parents. I like my family.
Well, I mean, yes,
That shit gets me.
I do think it's interesting that a lot of our emotional experiences come from things like movies. Like, how many hours is Final Fantasy X, and Up did it in under 10 minutes. Because investment isn't always the answer. I felt a lot at the end of things like Mass Effect 2. I felt a lot in these big, long video games like Last of Us when it ends. But oftentimes it's movie moments that make me actually choke in my throat.
Yeah, same. Inside Out. Inside Out felt too weaponized. I felt like, not like I was being pandered to, but it's like I felt like they were intentionally trying to manipulate my emotions.
Well, that is kind of the point, but I would say that Inside Out was definitely a little too much of a college thesis. I didn't feel manipulated.
Yeah.
I just felt like I was trying to be taught something the whole time, and I was like, yes, I know. Emotions.
I mean, most Pixar movies are trying to teach you something. Actually, I would go as far as to say I think literally every Pixar movie is trying to teach you something. But yeah, Ted Lasso got me multiple times. That show, man, there's just so much heart. Like you're rooting for like 17 different characters by the end of that thing. And they all, for the most part, get pretty damn good payoffs that actually play off of the multiple seasons of that character's journey. Oh yeah. I love watching people grow and overcome things. It really gets to me, man. Like, I don't give a shit about soccer, and that show gave me the misties on more than one occasion. Yeah. But yeah, game wise, yeah, no, it's mostly it's 14. I stand by my answer. Friggin' Telltale's first Walking Dead game is some of the most perfectly realized individual characters that I've ever experienced in a game, and it is gut wrenching, absolutely heartbreaking. So yeah, you ugly cry the first time I saw it. Oh yeah, Coco was probably the last movie to make me see-eyed. That was, that's a powerful ass movie.
Yeah. I got a little choked up watching Demon Hunters. Honestly, this is a fun movie.
Oh, K-pop.
Yeah.
Nice.
I come this week with a huge amount of perspective. Because you asked, how can I say such unresearched things on the internet? Just a few short minutes ago.
I didn't ask that. There's not anybody in the chat. There's maybe some people in chat.
There's a huge. I have huge perspective this week because while we were playing Final Fantasy III, I said, "Hey, I saw K-pop Demon Hunters. Freaking loved it. We had so much fun." And because I've been listening to Apata with Bruno Mars, it made me go, "Oh my God, that's someone from a K-pop band. Holy shit!" And I started listening to Blackpink, and I was listening. And so I asked chat, "Hey, where should I start? How should I get into K-pop? Like, what should I be watching?" And the first comment that came out was, "Well, you're 4 years too late to watch any real K-pop." And I was like, yeah, it was so, I was so cleansed. Like, no, it wasn't a bad thing. Like, I felt so relieved that even in this moment of innocence where there are being articles written right now that the #1 song in America isn't written by a real band and shouldn't count.
Oh, dude, let's talk about that, because that made me so mad.
I felt so... It was the perfect perspective.
Truly unintelligent, like, I've been using the word knuckle dragger a lot lately, but I have no better term here than knuckle dragging takes than likening the band from K-pop Demon Hunters saying that this is why AI is taking over the world. It's like, that's not AI at all, you idiot. Like, where have you been?
Well,
like, where were you during the gorillas?
Yeah, because they were cartoon, they weren't real.
What is actually happening, you dunce?
Why did the hipster burn his mouth on his coffee? because he drank it before it was cool.
Hold up.
It's so like it's so endearing. It's so cleansing to hear that opinion and just go, awesome, I'm on my own. I'm gonna go to Spotify and I'm just gonna start listening to shit and figure out what I like because there's no consensus. I don't need to be concerned about this anymore. So that's what I did. I went to, and my honest review of a week of listening to K-pop, even doing learn how to do the dances as my cardio, whatever. That was fun. It's like Game of Thrones. I don't think I can listen to this until I learn the backstory because I have no idea who these people are. And you'll be in the middle of a song and you're like, yeah, you know what? This is pretty good. And then just someone else will start singing and you'll never hear from the first person again for the rest of the song. Like, I feel like there were like leaders and there was like a system that I understood in boy bands growing up, like NSYNC or Backstreet, like that. You'd be like, that guy, he's back. He must be the leader. But they share time so equally in K-pop, I can't figure out who's in charge and who I should be listening to first and foremost.
Is K-pop idol culture like J-pop idol culture? Is it similar? Is there any similarity?
I have no idea.
Because I went from literally knowing zero to watching the first season of Oshinoko and learned a decent amount about idol culture, but that's from the perspective of J-pop.
Is what?
But my understanding is that if you're a fan, you have to pick one.
Yes. Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is not unlike my understanding of the boy band craze in the late 90s.
Right, you pick one.
My cousin Sarah had her favorite member of NSYNC. She had her favorite member of Backstreet Boys. Katie has her favorite member of Backstreet Boys, and she wants to set NSYNC on fire.
Well, that was fun. Boy bands are like dinosaurs. We all want to pick T-Rex, but we realize everyone's picking T-Rex, so you got to find something else.
I picked T-Rex. I didn't care.
But then you love Justin. You know what I mean? Like, you love the leader. Yeah.
I have never cared about hipsters, which I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you that you're...
Yeah, but then you can't have them all to yourself,
to like a really, like, not even trying copy-paste gatekeeping reply was cool. You all sound terrible. I'm going to go have my own fun.
Yeah, dude. It was so like, relaxing.
I'm so happy for you, dude. Because I feel like I'm not trying to speak for you. None of this is meant as a dig. I'm legitimately trying to understand my friend here because I feel like you have hipster tendencies. Being friends with you, I would describe you as a bit of a hipster. You do seem to reject anything popular and prioritize things that you found first. I
mean, I think that's the D&D in me, right? I overvalue organic experiences. Okay.
Gotcha. So anyway, yeah, okay, cool. I just want to make sure like my reaction was not coming from a negative spot. Like, I didn't want to misclassify you.
But you can also just like be in my wheelhouse so far that it's just gonna happen. Like K-pop Demon Hunters. Like someone was like, yo, it's Spider-Verse, but they have swords and fight demons, and I was just like, well, it's freaking sick. All right, let's go. It's like a musical element to it. I was like, I don't care. We'll see that when we get there. It's like, yeah, but it's K-pop. I don't know what that is. We'll see when we get there. But we were so deep in the swords glow, we fight demons, that I was already like, well, shit, yeah. Let's just watch it.
Yeah.
Also,
Ryan Shark said, I would describe Garrett as the more hipster of you two, not to the extent that I really think of either of you as actual hipsters. Yeah, I think I might be a self-loathing hipster. Like, I'm self-aware. I'm a self-aware hipster. Because, like, when I was getting into punk in high school, like, I caught so much shit from the quote-unquote real punks. That, like, when I get a whiff of any of that, it just makes me think of that shitty energy. And it kind of turns me off. But now I've lived long enough to have my own hipster ass opinions about all sorts of things. And so I don't know. Like,
well, and chat's bringing up
I like to think I'm self-aware about it.
And chat's bringing up Imagine Dragons. When you get into that sort of thing, you and I are both gonna fart as much. You might as well find it funny. You're gonna spend your whole life farting. You know what are you gonna do? Hate every shopping experience you're gonna have for the rest of your life? You might as well just say, you know what? Thunder's kind of sick, and play it again.
Yeah, Garrett, a punk rocker who loves Disney. There was literally an album that dropped last year that was a bunch of Disney covers done by punk bands. So I'm not alone.
There's a, I mean, yeah, it's such an individual experience, right?
Entire record.
But K-pop Demon Hunters was really good, and I think you could also dismiss Elsa and the entire Frozen experience as not real people. But we knew who that was, so I do think there is an element of maybe there is some explaining to do, because if you hate boy bands and girl bands, is that what we call them? I don't know. I just know boy bands. I grew up with a little sister, so
girl groups. They have been a thing in the West. They haven't. I can't think of a modern, like a Destiny's Child.
Like Spice Girls was like
Spice Girl. Well,
yeah.
Spice Girls was a European product that broke out in the States. But yeah, I think of like Destiny's Child, or TLC. Like that was like. It seems like that just went the way of the dodo in the West at the end of the 90s. Like they were just gone. They pretty much exited almost simultaneously with boy bands. Like when the stock on boy bands ran out, the stock on like pop groups ran out, and everyone either succeeded at solo careers or failed. Well, you've got Beyonce, and then on the succeeded end, and then you've got everyone else in Destiny's Child on the didn't really stick around end. So yeah, I don't really think of honestly, I don't really think of either in the West right now. There's not really modern boy bands in the way that we had them, and there's not really like girl groups. I don't know what you would call them.
Yeah,
I thought of them as pop groups.
And I can see like the difficulty that like Slate's having here in their article, being like, okay, first of all, it was a mechanical business project. These singers did not know each other. They were going to be put on 4 different bands by some shadow organization, and then you took a gamble and you took this one, and she's not even supposed to be on the K-pop band, but in the last minute you put him in, and you have an Aliens Hicks kind of situation. It all works out. It's a beautiful thing, but you take that like manufactured propaganda, and then you make a cartoon of those people who are also manufactured, and you make like at the end of the day, it's real people singing. And they have real range with real vocal talent. And it's actually cute because some of the vocal talent is like on the edge of their range, because like that's part of the story. So it's a well-crafted musical, like theater. I studied musical theater a lot. I went to theater school. So like there's a lot of craft there in this particular product, which for me like overshadows any sort of machinations of an evil corporation.
I started to we kind of got on the subject of it all when you mentioned it during our FF3 stream last week, and then we kind of moved off of it pretty quick. But yeah, like I do struggle with any kind of K-pop, J-pop, any kind of pop act, because of the manufactured nature of it. There is something about that I can't quite get past, but I find it difficult to argue with the joy it brings a lot of people. Like it seems like people are just having a lot of fun, and I don't really begrudge it for them the way I, for whatever reason, begrudge the existence of Imagine Dragons. Like I think the world is worse for Imagine Dragons. Like I find them so. I'm gonna be a hater for a second. Just go on this journey. I'm trying to finish my thought. I think they are like a black hole of artistic integrity. I think they're such shit songwriters, and I think the lead singer has one of the worst voices I've ever heard. So much so that I do think we're worse off as a human race because of their existence. But I don't think that way about J-pop or K-pop or boy bands. And I don't know why. I can't explain it to you, Kyle, but that's the way I feel.
It's bizarre. How do you feel?
What chat hasn't seen from me is all the growth. I was so much worse in high school. Like I've accepted a lot of things sonically into my life. But every once in a while, I still hear something that I just think sucks so hard. I can't pull out of the nosedive. And that's Imagine Dragons.
How do you feel about like
that man's voice offends me on a soul level.
How did you feel like when like Maroon 5 was caught cheating and you're like, sure sings a lot about cheating, so, you know, big surprise.
No, I felt so vindicated because I think they're one of the worst musical acts ever. Like, they write the most empty, hollow shit music, and it's not even particularly catchy like a lot of pop is. So yeah, I felt really vindicated because the guy he seems like an Affliction store came to life.
That I was more doing a morality test there, but I've also now concluded that you just don't like that kind of music. You know, that's not a genre of whatever the hell that is. But I would definitely put Maroon 5 and Imagine Dragons in the same bucket.
I would too. It's just empty calorie rock.
Sure.
Yeah. Trying to have fake edgy, I guess is what I would call it. The appearance of edge without any actual edge.
Okay, so bringing it back, but you don't feel that way. You're kind of like mysterious that you don't feel that strongly about like a, because we're deep into this fad now. Like this is mainstream, and I can definitely tell you by like doing 1 or 2 video searches on YouTube, my algorithm was like, "Thank God we found something this guy likes. Send him every short on the planet." And I am just like completely, just a tidal wave of K-pop content has descended on me, despite a couple of like short Wikipedias.
Yeah, I don't think chat's trying to understand, but I don't think it is exposure. Because there's plenty of popular bands that I like. Like two of my favorite bands, Blink-182 and Green Day, are 2 of the biggest bands in the fucking world. And there's other more popular bands that I'm totally fine with, like Slipknot. I think Corey Taylor has some really, like, just needs to stop talking sometimes. But I also feel that way about the lead singer of Green Day. So, but like I'm totally fine with it. So I don't think it's necessarily exposure. I think when I sense they intentionally wrote the song to sell to a Coca-Cola commercial, I'm out. I'm just like, I'm out. This is too safe. Sorry. Bye. I think that's the dividing line.
Sure.
For me. Yeah.
Well, there is this. I can tell you one thing I've discovered is this element of girl crush. Girl crush is a very important part of the modern K-pop movement.
So the fans need to be able to crush on.
No, it's more just like being positive and not putting anybody down. You know, we're all badasses. You go get them, girl, kind of things, but not quite as.
The girls are crushing.
Yeah, well, the girls are like crushing on each other, like they're supporting each other. Their whole "you're beautiful," "no, you're beautiful" kind of atmosphere.
Okay,
is what's going on
with kindness.
Yeah, it's a very important plot point in the end. You got no takedowns.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Anyway, point is, I don't see myself ever listening to K-pop, but the fans' joy brings me joy. Seems like they're having a good time, but I also don't feel like I'm also perfectly fine staying in my lane.
Emma Mosley.
You should wait. What?
Emma Mosley. It's not a big one. You don't have to press the button. We don't even have a button. But next up.
I wasn't. Oh, yeah, sure. What's on your mind?
Well, Gamescom is tomorrow. Gamescom's happening tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is there anything you're excited for?
I think I can mark War Within as didn't do it for me. They a lot of pomp and circumstances put into the latest World of Warcraft expansion for being a return to you should care about the story now. It's Metzen's back. And while I admittedly only played through the first part of the story on my own before just kind of quitting because you quit.
Sure.
And I was like, well, Kyle's not playing. I'm not going to put time into this. But the opening story didn't do a whole lot for me. And then I just kind of watched cutscenes and read wiki articles after the fact and still not doing a whole lot for me. It feels kind of like a random hodgepodge. There's fan theories that Metzen actually didn't have too much to do with this first chapter. with
That's
the War Within?
I'm pretty sure that's confirmed. Yeah, because he even said so in the interview that he came in and everything with War Within was basically
No, I was unaware of that.
already planned out, and he could kind of like do some guidance and some like, do you want to have lunch? Kind of like, I'll help you with your story. But this is what's coming up here is the first pure Metzen cinematic since BFA. This is supposed to be directed by him, and this upcoming story is going to be all him. Whether or not that is cope is up to you to interpret, and I'm fine if that's how you want to feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's still like, wow. I'm definitely more in the camp of playing classic versions of World of Warcraft over retail, but you know, my interest is peaking for retail again. And I would say not for the story, because I don't think it's great. I think War Within the story is kind of random bullshit go. It's kind of just, I see it as disjointed and not particularly compelling. So there's that. But from a mechanical standpoint, as someone who feels like there's not enough stuff that I enjoy in Final Fantasy XIV's endgame, I am kind of looking back at retail being like, okay, well, maybe I should give your endgame another swing.
Anything in particular jump out at you? Like an activity?
No, just, I've been a Mythic hater for so long. I'd like to get back in and try Mythic
give that a
grinding
shot.
with like real earnestness, like actually get a tank geared and hopefully somehow convince you to try it.
I mean, that's
See
not.
if I dig it.
That's just like just a relate. We don't even need to go to counseling, but that's just a relationship conversation we need to have. I do not like leveling in World of Warcraft at all. It is not my favorite experience. I love doing the dungeons. I like mythics. I've enjoyed raiding in the past, but when Kristen and I both played WoW and an expansion came out, we'd both be like, oh, all right, see you in 3 weeks, dear. Thanks. And we would not play together because it's just a vibe. And I never want to be, led by the nose or directed anywhere or faster, slower, whatever it may be. You're too fast for me. I'm too fast for her. Like, it is an intensely personal experience, and I want to take whatever pace that has. So I wouldn't mind getting a max level player. I too just wasn't captured by the story. I do think it's an interesting cope to say that Chris Metzen wrote this next one. Woohoo, let's go.
Yeah, I do raise an eyebrow. I don't want to be a complete sourpuss, but it does make me raise an eyebrow and go, okay, is this marketing or is it true? And also, doesn't matter. Like, if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. I do think War Within is going in the right direction, because I always talk about vanilla and a little bit BC. Started to get a little more cohesion in Wrath of the Lich King. But what I really like about leveling in vanilla is like the vignettes. I always talk about vignettes. Like, there's not one big overarching story. You go to a zone and it kind of has its own little thing going on. There's larger and probably some of the more famous arcs in vanilla. Like, they're overarching quests that take you through multiple zones, but also usually there's like a condensed story in per zone. And I liked that. It just made the world feel big and huge. And I didn't always, as much as I like Wrath of the Lich King, I didn't need every expansion after that to just have like one big cohesive through line. And I look at War Within and I'm like, okay, you're kind of going back in that direction. And I'm like, I like that idea. I guess maybe let's work on the execution. Because I actually did like the dwarf stuff. And I never liked dwarf stuff. Dwarves are not like what I show up to World of Warcraft for. But I thought that did a pretty damn good job with that stuff. And then they went to the Undermine, and I was just like, I don't think I'm going to like this. I didn't resub, and I didn't play it. And I watched some cutscenes, and I read some articles, and I'm like, yeah, this probably wouldn't have done it for me.
I mean, that's just like the complete, honest, like non-toxic, I'm out. Like, everyone loves to make a big deal when they quit an MMO because it is a sort of relationship, and there does feel like there's a breakup because you are letting down some friends and some amount of community that, even if it's the smallest amount, 1 or 2 people even, you're letting somebody down when you quit an MMO.
The point I'm trying to make is that it's like, I don't think it's necessarily bad. It just wasn't for me.
And it's easy, and it is with the goblins. For me, I'm like, that's not my jam at the end of the day. And I do think it's interesting. There is a lot of potential, and what I find so interesting is like where those kind of cope angles are coming from. And one big one is that the Microsoft period is over. Like all that uncertainty the writers and everybody creating it had during the transfer period is now gone. And hopefully they can hit the ground running with some confidence and create something that is spectacular. Meanwhile, we are going to go to Gamescom, virtually tomorrow, and it's not going to be crack Blizzard. It's going to be hung. And that's going to be freaking weird.
I've no idea what the point you're trying to make is.
I'm just saying, like, tomorrow, the WoW cinematic's going to play, and it'll be a Microsoft logo at the front of it, not a Blizzard logo.
It'll probably still have a Blizzard logo because that's worth a lot.
All the stuff they've done so far is just Microsoft. It's only shown Microsoft at the start of it. All the hype, little bits they're putting out.
Smart, and they're reading the room, and they're aware of the fact that none of us trust Microsoft at all anymore because they're just canceling more games than they're making. They apparently, just as Kyle, they just wouldn't you love to spend billions of dollars to just stop things from being made?
I think of things differently over there for sure.
I'm so heartbroken this year from a Microsoft perspective. I really, really like Xbox, and I would say it is properly hopeless. Like I think there might actually be no future for Xbox. So anyway,
it's just a tiny computer now at the end of the day. It's not exactly, it is not the exclusives machine. It is a tiny computer for your TV.
Not even really a computer. You can run games on it and you can run apps.
And you got Xbox Live, right? Like that's kind of, that's the Steam. That's the sort of buy-in that you're looking for on your smart TV extension.
Yeah, but Game Pass isn't even like the value that it used to be. Much like Netflix, it is getting a lot more expensive while becoming a lot more restrictive. So, yeah. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about World of Warcraft. But yeah, I'm excited to see it. I still like Xalatath. The general vibes heading into midnight is the flavor of WoW that I like, or at least one of the flavors of WoW that I like. I like spooky void shit. My favorite is just throw some skulls on some spikes and make it as edgy as possible, which I really think is at the core of me falling off retail. I think they have just rounded off about every edge Warcraft ever had. It's just so it's very saccharine. It looks very cartoony. The new texture work is good, but the way it has translated into their in-game cutscenes has just made it look really it's funny because mobile games are clearly aping a lot of Blizzard style, but Blizzard has gotten so soft and cartoony that it now looks like the mobile games that aped them.
Interesting. I see what you mean. Yeah, when you would see Illidan't in the knockoff game and you're like, well, wait a minute. Why is he so squishy? Is that what you kind of mean?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
Because to me, the edge, it's just not there because there's no Horde story. And that's a big part.
That's a big popular thing for everybody to talk about right now. Yeah. Yeah, but the Horde story, the last time they did a Horde story, it sucked. So I can also see why you might want to take a break because you screwed the pooch so bad with Sylvanas.
Right.
Oh, yeah. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'm not sure. I am totally down to play WoW again. I'm not sure I will ever play WoW for the story. I used to. I don't think I will again. I'm happy to be surprised.
Yeah, I think that's why we're changing that language so much to say we played it for the world and not what the story.
Yeah, which is, and going back to vanilla multiple times in the last decade, it's reinforced that for me. I was like, oh yeah, I liked it more when I kind of made my own adventure, and more of it was left up to the theater of my mind versus Blizzard's in-game cutscene team. I think they do some great work. There's amazing in-game cutscenes, but overall, the WoW having a very defined arc hasn't really done it for me.
I'm being a good interviewer, and I'm letting you continue that thought. But I think
I think at the core, I was actually having this thought while driving 2 hours back from Epic Universe this weekend because I was thinking about WoW for some reason. I think I was like, oh yeah. I dusted off my palette and I've been barely scratched the surface of it. I leveled a tiny bit last week to try the highlight ability feature, which I really like, by the way. It's really good. I think it's a lovely feature.
the one we were talking about last week, which was one of the options where it would show what you should go to next in your.
It does something that I did not consider this part of it at all, which is the use case for someone like me who hasn't touched retail in like a year. And I'm just like, I don't really want to relearn how to play again because you're constantly changing this game. And so I just copy pasted a Rhett build, which apparently is a bunch of drama about Rhett's shit damage right now. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. And then I just turned on the highlight feature and I was off to the races, killing plenty of things, keeping myself alive and slowly piecing together what I should be doing to kill things as a Rhett pally right now, because holy shit, I don't recognize most of these abilities. And that was cool. That was chill. But yeah, I was thinking about it on the way home, and I think they have a Marvel problem.
Sounds agreeable. Go on.
Post Endgame, they've just been like new big threats just kind of appear and they try and rush it. They try and just rush to the new big bad in a way that they didn't with previous big bads. When Vanilla World of Warcraft launched, literally the only question anyone was asking is, when is Arthas going to appear? And we had to wait until the second expansion, many, many years deep, before Arthas showed up. And that felt like a cool, slow burn, especially with the teases to the Scourge still being around that existed in the Plague Lands and shit like that.
Nice job saying second expansion. Well done. I would have messed up that math.
Oh. What would it third?
I would have said third because it was the third box, yeah.
Third game.
So yes. I was still impressed.
And it's something that the MCU did with Thanos. Thanos was like, oh my God, talk about a slow burn. Like really setting up, teasing. The Infinity Stones, I think, were brought in so damn well. And then you get to post Thanos, and it's just like, I don't know, maybe we'll do Kang. Oh shit, nope, never mind. Pull out of that, and it's just like, yeah, they don't really like. They're not as patient with their arcs, and I feel very much the same way about villains and big bads in World of Warcraft right now. And I think I've felt that way ever since. I think Garrosh was the last one they took their time with, because Garrosh started in Burning Crusade, and I'm not even sure they knew where they were taking him, but they tied back into Garrosh's lore in a way that felt legit and thoughtful, and that if you had been there from that point, you're just like, oh my God. But now it's just like some new big Void Lord, and like maybe there was a few mentions here or there, and it is harder to do with what's the word I'm looking for? What's
like a cosmic
Eldritch?
Threat?
Yeah, cosmic threat. It is harder maybe to set up cosmic horror in that way, but
he's a big guy.
I remember being very impressed with how they turned Garrosh into a villain. It felt like overall it was a good payoff, and I think that's at the core of my issue with Sylvanas. It kind of felt like she went from being a pragmatic leader to suddenly I'm evil, yeah, enjoy, and kind of every villain since. Certainly the case of the Jailer. It's just like, the Jailer's here, and you should care because we told you to. He's behind everything. Based on what? Don't worry about that. He was behind everything.
Well, with Zul'jin, you kind of have just the time period struck. It was the subvert expectations time period, and it felt like they wanted to get in on that sweet, sweet pie.
Was it? Because I feel like everyone was pretty pissed that everyone subverting expectations.
Yeah, well, everyone was most pissed at most of properties that were doing it, but everyone was into it at the time. You know, the mystery box. It was the hot thing to do. I mean, I get what you mean. I do wonder how much the passage of time might make that feel different, because Xel'Atath has been around for actually quite a while now, and she's not gone. Like, that's...
but kind of like Jaina, she just like, there was nothing in the interim. They just like, we haven't seen Xel'Atath since Legion. It was like almost nothing.
It was Warlords of Draenor after Cataclysm? Is that right?
Warlords of Draenor was after Pandaria.
Pandaria, that's right. And Garrosh was a part of Pandaria.
Yes.
Did Garrosh do anything in Cataclysm?
Cataclysm. He became War Chief.
Oh, right, because that's when the elements
when,
they're all pieced out.
That's when Thrall got his monk get up.
And Garrosh became what, like a general in Lich King? Wasn't he in charge of one of the little orc burrows?
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I forgot about the Xal'atath and BFA. Okay, never mind. All right. Never mind. I stand corrected.
And then you had the Naifu and all that. Like that's what.
Well, that was Legion. That's what that's why I remember. That's where she was set up. But I completely forgot that that there was a whole Xal'atath bit in BFA. I was actually really into that.
Yeah, there were, and I do wonder, like with the passage of time, we will see Xal'atath as more of a slow burn rather than a current frustration. But I feel you. BC is one of the most disconnected insanity piles of a story that's ever been written.
But it's part of what made it cool.
And that's what made, and it came after Warcraft 3 and its storyline, and you were excited to see Illidan, you were excited to see Blood Elf McHandsome and his snake girlfriend and all that. Like everybody in there.
Can you not think of the name Kael'thas?
I couldn't think of Kael'thas. I couldn't think of Lady Vosh, but now I've had a few seconds to think about it. But yes, there was a lot of people I was excited to meet in there, but it wasn't the story that did it. It was these other elements. And same with Disastrious or whoever the new big guy is. I know he's been brought up many, many times.
Mencius, I think.
Yeah, the big blue. He previously was just the warlock pet, but large. now he's been custom up a bit.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that's the kind of thing. And like maybe it was set up. Maybe I'm just done. You know, all can be true.
That's fair. At least with interacting it with on that level. No, that is interesting. As for other Gamescom things, I'm really just excited to see some Resident Evil tomorrow. I have loved, even if the last one was batshit crazy. Village was so freaking insane.
I'm down to watch more Resident Evil. I don't need to see more Resident Evil. I'm gonna play that game.
Yeah, it looks fun.
I'm already sold. But yeah, I'm down to watch more of it with you. But I also don't need it. There are those properties where that's like I just know I'm already gonna play it. I don't need to see more of it.
But it's not even like a say no more. Like I'm already in. Like Resident Evil is just such a batshit insane property that the gameplay is what really has elevated it for me. It really is something special these days.
I do hope that that's an every series we can do one day.
That'd be crazy.
Every Resident Evil game, because I've never played the original. I've never played 3. I've never played the other half of 2.
I don't even know anything about 3 actually. What was 3?
I never played 6. I don't really want to, based on the reception of it, and I've never played 8.
Yeah, the one with the
7
giraffe. Yeah.
Oh God. I remember people drawing things on that logo. I don't want to think about that. That logo was absolutely ruined.
That was a curse number 6 for sure.
Yes, it was. Yes, let's keep it there and not say anymore.
I mean, the rest of it all looks like it's going to be Call of Duties and stuff like that. I guess Silk Song has a chance to be mentioned tomorrow. Apparently, it's playable at the actual event, but everyone's thinking they're not even going to bring it up.
It's finally happening.
Maybe, yeah. But there's honestly,
I watched a little bit of that's freaking
Hollow Knight,
the original game. Hollow Knight. That's Hollow Knight, right? I saw a little bit of Hollow Knight recently. He was watching some streamer play it, and it looks like hot bullshit. It looks like that game would make me break a controller.
Oh yeah, you get good or else. It is definitely one of those kind of games, and then you add on top of it kind of a Souls pick up your shit mechanic or else, and it is easily a game that'll frustrate you.
Silk Song is playable in 2019. Is that true?
The Silk Song is the elusive unicorn. Yes, it's constantly almost out.
How's it elusive if it was playable 6 years ago?
Nobody knows. It's all hand animated, so there's all kinds of production with that people are willing to excuse.
Silk Song was playable during E3 2019. Jesus Christ, that's ridiculous. I am not tapped into Hollow Knight, if it is not abundantly clear.
No, Hollow Knight was a
comments
game
here.
I tried once and I left very immediately. It was before I ever played Dark Souls, though, so I hated it. Now I understand.
Gotcha.
Now I understand its meaning, and I'd love to
Well,
play.
you want to talk anime, and can I maybe possibly annoy you with some live action television discussion as well?
Let's.
Sweet. Let's potato chips.
No, definitely not.
Oh, okay. All right. Sick. You and I have, unbeknownst to each other, been keeping up with Dandadan at the same time, and I love that for us.
It's very, very
I
healthy.
absolutely love that
At
for
the
us.
end of the day,
I'm officially in love. Like I love this show. It's freaking art, man. It's freaking beautiful. It is so well animated. I adore the character. Not a single character has annoyed me. I thought Soccer Dude was going to piss me off.
Soccer Dude.
The likes of which I thought he might make me exit the show like Orange Kid made me exit Demon Slayer.
There's a lot of these, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
He came in really early, but there's plenty of properties where the author goes, "Oh man, I don't know where I'm going. Should add some new characters. I'm bored." And you're just like, "Stop! No, please."
They haven't missed. My biggest complaint right now is just the season 1 finale, which I heard from some manga fans that they were like ready to burn the show down because apparently that's not where the manga ends. Anyway, Dandadan's incredible. I'm completely caught up. I still have one episode to see that you have seen that I haven't seen, and I've been asked multiple times what I thought about episode 6. Which
Why?
When someone asked me like weeks ago, what did you think about episode 6? And I hadn't seen it yet, and so that made me assume that it was going to be like the mom episode from season 1. And that's why I'm confused. I'm assuming it's because now I think I get it. I think folks are asking how I feel about season 2, episode 6, because it has got to be one of the most heart-meltingly accurate depictions of letting your crush be known that I have ever witnessed. The hands, man.
Oh,
the hand scene.
Yeah.
I felt butterflies. It was so real. It was so freaking real. And that's also what's like beautiful about artistic depictions of anything is that you can heighten reality. And man, I just immediately just reached over and grabbed Katie's hand. I was just like, oh man, so cute, so freaking cute. But yeah. Oh, you wanted my take on the metal concert? Oh, it was cool. That's not what I watched the show for.
I was just happy. I was like, "Oh yeah, there's that part of the intro figured out. I'm all better now."
What do you mean that part of the intro?
Well, as an intro skipper, because you hate the song so much, you wouldn't know. But
I watch it once per sitting.
But there's the headbanging that happens in the very beginning where you see a band headbang.
Oh, you're right.
And so it's one of those where you're like, "Oh, I guess it's going to happen at some point." And there it was.
That's right. Immediately people, God, Maddie, I see that question. Like, I feel like you're just trying to undercut my take by immediately asking, did you watch the English version? No, I've been watching this in Japanese. It was fine. It was a good song. It was totally fine. That's not really the type of music I seek out. So I thought it was cool. Well done. They did the thing that they set out to do very well.
Yeah, no, and then the action continued to be really, really solid. And really, they're evolving the power to make it more personal to him. And I think I said this on a previous episode. I just love it when people with superpowers actually train. Do Avatar Last Airbender doing some squats here and there, some couple push-ups. I like when there's a personification of how their power is growing, even if the story isn't about that.
But that's what's that RLM quote that you like? I think it's one of those for me. I don't actively think about that. I think it's you may not have noticed it, but your brain did.
Yes, that's a good quote.
Because it's not something I think about at all. I'm not mad when I don't see training. But I think you're onto something. The speed with which they gain mastery over their powers in Dandadan is appreciated. And it makes me invest because it is a completely wacky show. Like the shit that happened with the UFO and the worm and the baby and the dad and the medical model. Like if I tried to explain that to you and you hadn't seen the lead up, and even if you have seen the lead up, there's a moment where I'm like, what's happening? Why? Who's the punching? Oh, it's the crab dude. And I actually got excited once it dawned on me what was happening. But it's nuts. So the fact that the show does take its time to kind of show these characters struggle, I think it makes it that much better and makes me that much more invested in the story that it's telling.
Well, and the getting wet thing is a reference to Ranma.
I figured it was. I've never seen Ranma, but I know about Ranma.
Even to an extent where like he is chanting a song from Ranma, but it feels so wacky and in universe, kind of like when Final Fantasy 14 does it right. You know, you're just like, I don't know what's happening. This is insane, but it fits. Let's go.
Did you pick up on, speaking of the metal song, did you pick up on the movie reference?
Yes, Back to the Future.
Shot remake of the opening of Back to the Future.
Yeah, that was cute.
Like at first I was like, oh, that's cute. And then they showed the needle move. And I'm like, wow, you just really wanted to recreate
and
this.
it would have worked. Like you didn't have to know that, but it was freaking cute.
But it was also like, it was just so well done.
Yeah.
And because like it was a bunch of hand-drawn elements. Like I was like, oh. And then I thought they were done, and then they did the gleaming off of the metal pick, which, by the way, metal picks suck. But it was so good. It was so freaking wonderful. Loved it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't come in swinging with the reaction you all wanted to Exorcism song, but I love. And so I was just so moved. I was reminded of high school butterflies for the first time in a really long time. Also yesterday was the anniversary of Katie and my first high school date. So
sure.
I'm in a mindset.
Yeah, we have like 3 anniversaries. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's where my head's been. I adore this show, my dude. I'm in love. I'm head over heels.
I'm glad.
If this show disappoints me, I'm gonna be so mad.
I'll
never watch anime again. If
I'd say I don't see how it could, but ask me to predict how it's gonna end, and freaking hell, how are you gonna guess what reference they're gonna do next? So
I don't know how many more people with powers could they possibly add.
But you watched what's been invading my feed constantly, which is Alien Earth, and I want to know about that.
Yes,
because
I did. They had a 2-episode premiere last week, which is the new Hulu TV show about the alien property. It's got a xenomorph in it. It is kind of exceptional.
There's something about
so
sheep.
much money on the screen. This must have had the biggest budget of anything this year. Maybe Andor will edge it out.
Does Disney own aliens?
Like they do now. Yeah. They bought 20th Century Fox.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So therefore, because Hulu and Disney are going to like merge or something.
Yeah, they're getting rid of Hulu, which sucks. Because honestly, I think the Hulu UI is way better than the Disney Plus UI.
Am I going to lose my Spotify free Hulu? I've had that for like 10 years.
Probably. Maybe. I don't know. It's ad Hulu, which sucks. So
yeah, because I have to watch the Travago ad 20 times with that guy's fake teeth. F that guy and his stupid fake teeth.
Exactly what you're talking about.
They're just dunking on that poor dude who's on vacation.
Oh,
such assholes. Freaking hate that guy.
Love that. I can't believe I know what you're talking about. Dude, everyone's got fake teeth now. It's probably the biggest thing that takes me out of any live action shit right now.
Yeah, no,
just all the listen. I love them. One of my favorite shows this year was a comedy on HBO called The Righteous Gemstones. It had its final season. It's about a family of televangelists. It's very funny. John Goodman is like the patriarch of the family.
Oh, yeah, he'd do a great job in that.
The founding member of this televangelist family. And John Goodman, he's up there. He's an older man. I'm not trying to age shame or anything, but my God, those are not the teeth of a man his age. It's so distracting in every scene with him.
It might be something we just need to get over. Like maybe it's gone now. Like tiny teeth. They're gone. Dental hygiene 1 or replacements. But to me, like your gums recede And so the bottom of your bottom teeth show, and it's how you get Christopher Lee tiny teeth. They're not actually tiny. But
speaking of showing a lot of teeth, Alien Earth.
There we go.
Let's bring it back to Alien Earth.
Okay,
yeah, so
fine.
they had a 2-episode premiere last week, hour-long episode. So I had 2 hours of Alien Earth to watch last week. And it's very good. It's very, very good. It's not perfect. So far, I would still give the hat tip to Andor for the best TV show of the year that I've watched. But it's very, 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 very good.
Is it in the future?
It takes place before the events of the first Alien. I think very shortly before. Where does Alien Earth take place in the timeline? I also think they're kind of fudging it and just being like Prometheus and Covenant didn't happen.
Sure, that's fine.
But okay, takes place in the year 2120, which is 2 years before the events of the first Alien.
Oh, only 2 years. Shit.
Yeah, according to the wiki, Alien takes place in 2122. So this would be 2 years. But then, yeah, chat's also saying, I've seen this going around too, but it doesn't shake out on any wikis that I pull up. Other people are saying it takes place in between Alien and Aliens. But that doesn't seem to shake out based on the year that's shown in Alien Earth.
Yeah, it looks like, according to that. And there's quite a time jump between Alien and Aliens because, she was all frozen and stuff.
Yeah.
And her daughter got all old.
Like 50 years, I think, right? Anyway, I don't think the show really wants you to think about it because tech-wise, it's right in there with Alien and Aliens. The guns that they're using look kind of like the guns from Aliens, and all the screens kind of have that VCR tech look of Alien. Weyland-Yutani shit all over the place. So I don't think the show really wants you to worry about that too much. It's just it's so far it definitely feels like it's telling its own story. If you're interested in the larger lore of Alien, there's plenty to sink your teeth into because they're dealing with like the warring mega corporations like that exist on Earth. It's not just Weyland-Yutani. In fact, it's so far focusing primarily on like a major competitor to Weyland-Yutani that are trying to make a different type of android, essentially. And I don't recognize anyone in the cast except for Timothy Olyphant, who is one of my favorite actors. He's the only actor I recognize in this. Everyone else is completely new to me, and they're all freaking wonderful. I think the actors are doing a really good job in this. Because for reasons you'll see if you watch it, there's a cast of characters that look like adults but act like children, and the actors are doing a very good job with it.
But they're supposed to be children, right?
Yes, for reasons that you can find out on your own. I'll let you find it. You'll learn in the first episode what's going on with that. But yeah, the actors are kind of knocking it out of the park in that respect. So I really enjoy it. I really, really freaking enjoy it. And it looks insane. Like, it looks so good. It really captures the look of both Alien and Aliens. And there's definitely a nice blend of practical and computer going on here for the effects work.
Romulus was pretty good at that.
Romulus did a good job. I know I was a little more down on that movie than you were, but the thing I wasn't down on was the look of it. That movie looked incredible.
Yeah.
I loved how they styled that thing. So, and apparently this is also like somewhat tied to the Isolation game. So I don't
that's
know.
kind of cute.
Nothing clicked for me. I've only played like half of Isolation, but what did we do for Halloween last year? We got about halfway through that, right?
Yeah, well, it's not the part where you die over and over again. So no, but yes. The big block was coming up. Yeah. And that's usually where you spend a lot of that time. I do like, I know we don't need video games to be acknowledged as an art form. At least I don't feel the great need of that anymore, but it's really cute seeing Isolation constantly crop up in all these newer Alien properties and be like, yeah, that's how you hack a wall. Oh yeah. That's how that's done. This is how this looks because of Isolation. It's
such a good game. Like it kind of, killed it. So I'm happy about that as well. But yeah, it's a very good show. I really I can't recommend it enough. if you give a shit about reviews, it's currently, I think, like tied with the original Alien on the overall Rotten Tomatoes critic score.
Interesting. I wouldn't even know how to have perspective on that.
Comparing TV shows to movies is already, I think, a weird thing. But
Yeah.
at least like it's a guiding. I look at that as just a general guidance. Like, is there something of quality here? Or are we all just gonna like watch it as a joke, like that new Ice Cube War of the Worlds situation?
Well, and the old, the reviews from Alien back in the day where people like barfing in the aisleways and running out of the theaters, like with the passage of time, it's hard to say if that critic review even holds up.
We've come a long way since then.
We've done horrible things in cinema since then. Made some real nice meat piles and blood splatters.
Yeah, but no, Alien Earth.
That sounds fun.
Rules.
Yeah,
I really hope you find some time to watch it because God, I want to know what you think of it.
I mean, with Dandadan done, like I don't really have anything immediate on my list. That's not a bad idea.
Cool. I mean, maybe just put it on tonight and see how your night goes. And then I got one more anime to check in on. I finally finished Bartender. That is a wonderful anime. It's a wonderful one and done. Don't watch the original anime. Watch the new one that was made. I think it started coming out in 2024. Maybe it was this year. I don't remember. Anyway, I take forever to watch anime. I'm finally done with it. It's really good. It's got me excited to go to Ginza because it takes place in Ginza, Tokyo. A lot of real world locations and shit. So it's a really good anime about bartending.
Nice.
And I liked the ending. It's very sweet. It's a good slice of life type anime. Highly recommend. So, anything else? Do you watch anything else or just your children?
That was just, oh my God. Dude, it's like, this is not comparable, but sending a 5-year-old to kindergarten is like having a new kid. It is crazy. It is so busy. You take for granted getting up at 5:30. Yeah, you got up at 5:30. What'd you do? Walk around and make breakfast for 3 hours? Now I have to like efficiently actually pack a lunch, get a child mentally and physically prepared to ride a bus. It's a completely different world. I'm getting my ass kicked. I'm doing great.
Nice. Happy for you. And then season 2 ended with this week's. Really? That doesn't sound right.
What
they
ends?
12 episode seasons? Dandadan?
Wait, I thought we're on like episode 8. Why would it be the end?
Season 1 was 12 episodes.
Is it a halfway break? Why would they do that?
Are they doing?
Why'd they
are
put
they
out
doing one of those?
Why would they put out 8? That'd be weird.
Let me pull up an episode guide. One sec.
All right, yeah. Look that up.
Episode guide, episodes. Well, it says 24. But hold on, let's see. Episode season 2. No, I want season 2, not season 1. Burp. Oh, IMDb restarts the episode count. Stupid Crunchyroll.
So is Netflix, yeah. Crunchyroll's been slacking.
No, they're going to keep going. It says episode 8 will be this Thursday. Episode 9 will be next Thursday. No, they're going to keep going. Ends on September 18th. So we have 5 more weeks of week-to-week Dandadan. 5 more weeks. Well, if we're keeping up with it, Kyle, maybe we should just rip a spoiler podcast for patrons and YouTube members.
That sounds fun.
I'm always down for those. I like those.
But speaking of our patrons and supporters, mailbag.
Let's do it.
Hello there. Hello there. Hello there.
You can send your questions to the Ask the Host channel in the members only section of the Grinding Gear Discord. You get access to it if you support us anywhere. Patreon, YouTube membership. Just make sure you link your YouTube to or your Patreon to your Discord. Trolling Palico asks, this one may have been asked before, but apart from Garrett and 14, what's a game you initially bounced off of hard, but upon revisiting, found you really enjoyed? Zelda?
Which one?
Originally the first one, because I was a child and I couldn't read. And then everyone was talking about Ocarina of Time, and I'm like, that stupid, boring game with all the reading. I was playing a lot of GoldenEye at the time. And I rented it from Blockbuster one weekend, and the rest is history.
Oh, wow. You played that game really late.
What do you mean really late?
Well, if you were playing GoldenEye, like what year was that?
Let's see. GoldenEye release year. Well, you got to remember that when you're a kid, like 1 year feels like forever.
Well, yeah, but it's
So
also
GoldenEye game came out in August of 1997, and Ocarina of Time release date was November of the following year.
Oh,
So I think what happened. I know I got my N64 late. When did the N64 come out? Came out in 96. I don't think I got my 64 until January 98.
oh, weird. Yeah, I guess
So GoldenEye was
so.
already out, and I already
Huh.
played a shit ton of it over at sleepovers. Yeah. So no, it would have been Christmas. So maybe it was 97. Maybe it might have been after Ocarina of Time. Might have been Christmas 98.
Wait, how old were you when you were playing GoldenEye?
What does that matter?
Oh, I think that's where my perspective's all wrong. Wait, how old was I? So
I was definitely playing GoldenEye the year it came out, which would have been 97. And I was
holy
born in
shit, you were
87,
9
so I
years
would've been
old when
10.
you were playing GoldenEye?
Did you have protective parents?
Yeah.
I mean, I did too, but they didn't care about guns. Guns were totally fine.
So I would have been
Mortal Kombat was not okay. Guns, A-okay.
okay, because I wasn't playing GoldenEye until like 6th, 7th grade, 8th grade even.
Huh. No, yeah.
Yeah,
GoldenEye was
that
the
wasn't-
first. Other than like the Mario demo at Target, GoldenEye was the first N64 game that I played over at a friend's house.
Gotcha. Okay, so I didn't have GoldenEye for years and years after I
had
got
already-
my N64.
It's like a most Florida thing. I already shot a real gun long before I played GoldenEye.
Well, so did I, but I went to camp. Like it was a camp thing. It's 22. That kind of thing.
My dad specifically took me shooting to show me how like terrifying guns could be, and it worked.
Sure. Yeah.
I thought they were kind of freaky.
Yeah, they're loud. They have big kicks. They're powerful things. Yeah, no, it definitely teaches you respect.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, my perspective, I thought GoldenEye was well after that because I got Ocarina of Time as a Christmas gift with my N64. So I thought that was a release title. I've never really bothered to correct myself.
I thought GoldenEye was a release title, and apparently neither of them were. Ocarina of Time was not a release title, and GoldenEye was not a release title. So here we are, Kyle. Yeah, no, there was no real issue with GoldenEye. That being said, I didn't have to ask for it in my home because I didn't have an N64 when GoldenEye came out. So it was just a thing I played at friends. And so my parents didn't really even have any control over it. So like that wouldn't have mattered, which is exactly how I watched South Park back in the day because that was a big no-no. I would just go with my friends. I'd watch South Park over at their place. So, yeah, anyway. Yeah, I can't think of like a single game that I played and I'm like, this sucks. And then I came back to it and I liked it. But I definitely had that experience with Zelda as a franchise, with playing the original Zelda on NES and hating it, mostly because I couldn't read. Although I have tried going back to it. I'm like, there's no point. Just play Link to the Past. The original Zelda is just, I don't think it's worth revisiting personally.
The Witcher 3 would be my big one.
Really?
In terms of just like, well, yeah, because I still don't like Witcher 2. I don't like the way I just don't like touching it.
Oh, I love Witcher 2.
I hate the way it plays.
I mean, I hate the way Witcher 3 plays, but...
Yeah, I don't know if Witcher 3 add on a lock on. Like, I just can't. I've tried so many times because Kristen loves Witcher 2. She loves the storyline. She loves all the political machinations.
It's really good. The
That's what I've
storyline
heard.
of Witcher 2 is exceptional.
Yeah, I've always struggled with it. And so Witcher 3 came out, Kristen was playing and I tried and I was like, this is just more Witcher 2. I don't care. But man, I love, in terms of like being wrong, by raw hours, I sunk into it later. Witcher 3 is 100% my answer.
That's awesome, man. I still haven't beaten it. Like it's just 2 was surmountable. 3 is just so long. And to its credit, the side quests are incredible.
Yeah.
And they're absolutely worth doing. But it means every time I restart it, because I forget what I was doing, I get horribly sidetracked by wonderful side quests and I make no progress.
Yeah, you have to do Witcher 3 as a project. You have to sit down night after night and be like, this is my hour and a half Witcher. Let's go.
Yeah. I should have with Katie. She likes the world of The Witcher. We really enjoyed that Netflix show, despite its issues.
I think if you mainline the story and you definitely keep combat on lower level, not for...
Yeah, I just don't care for the way it plays, and I'm not going to sit here and drag it again. We've talked ad nauseum about not particularly loving the Witcher 3 combat, But yeah, no, I would probably put it on like the easiest possible setting in the first, because
Just
like
do.
I show up for the dialogue options more than anything else, because The Witcher 3 is a really good one of those, and especially since BioWare kind of keeps not quite nailing it. I think CD Projekt Red really is kind of scratching my BioWare itch right now, as well as Baldur's Gate 3, which I stopped playing. I figure at some point we'll play it on the stream, but that's a discussion for way down the line. So yeah, Kotar, thanks for writing in. Garrett briefly mentioned on the podcast that y'all should quote rip the solo channels, and my question is, what would y'all do with separate channels, and how diverse do you think each of the content would be on your own channels? So that comment on stream was referencing, it was pretty specific to games that we're both interested in picking up or continuing that we don't think would make a particularly good duo project.
Sure.
I think you were talking about Metroid. I'm just gonna be honest, like I just don't. It's not my thing. I don't like Metroid games, and I've tried enough times to feel like I gave them an honest shake, and I don't see that opinion ever changing. So, like, if that was something you really wanted to go down the road on, I'd be like, maybe. I mean, just fire up your own channel there, bud. But like I don't know. Like this, I see two questions here. There could be a question about that comment on the stream itself, or if you were to just do your own solo channel, not based on that comment, what would you do?
I've been thinking a lot about it, because there's obviously a lot I need to do in terms of like if I even want a machinist at level 100 for the next expansion, you know, making that time and streaming that would be a good idea because I got to do it anyway. I don't, in terms of like being an artist and growing, just streaming more Final Fantasy isn't really going to be something that gets me out of my shell and progresses me as somebody that I want to be. So I'm not really sure what to do with that. I've been thinking about it a lot because I do have a lot of things I need to do. Like get a machinist to 100, if that's what I want to do.
I thought you meant need to do from like a creative aspect. Like I just have to do it to fulfill myself.
No, like, I mean, I'm enjoying doing my 10 minutes of art project that I kind of have put myself on the side and just been doodling on the sides and enjoying that. But I enjoyed doing the little bit of K-pop dancing we did this week as kind of a cardio aspect. We, with Chris and Garrett and I, have not recorded ourselves K-pop dancing. I'm sorry to say.
No, that was not a you and me thing.
Yeah.
We can maybe make it a you and me thing. Patreon.com/Garrett and Kyle.
So I'd say that's the main thing, is I would want to do something that isn't something I'm already doing. And it'd be extremely easy to just say, here's my machinist leveling and the Reacts videos to all the Reacts things that go in the Reacts channel about healing that I would know and Garrett wouldn't have anything to say about. And I'll just do that over here, which I could do. But, you know, I don't know. Feels like more of the same. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Like my go-to would be start a car channel, because I love automotive. I love cars. I love motorsports. The real truth of the matter, though, is that I think doing a car project with Kyle would actually be extremely entertaining. So that's like my pause there, is that it would probably not be a solo channel, because I probably wouldn't rip it until Kyle finally went, fine, I'll build a Miata with you.
A Miata, I see.
It's just the most affordable, fun car we could start with. It is the agreed upon starting point for getting into sports cars, or let's just call them enthusiast level vehicles. It's either that or like a front wheel drive Honda of some sort. So, because I do think you knowing pretty much jack shit about cars would be really entertaining, while I am faced with the reality that I know jack shit about working on cars. So you're learning about the greater macro aspect of vehicles, while I learn about the micro aspect, and at some point we'll catch up to one another. And I think that would be a really unique automotive channel. But yeah, I don't know. Other than that, Probably just Blizzard games, so I don't feel like I'm murdering our channel every time I want to play World of Warcraft.
I mean, that'd be a fun. Yeah, that'd be a fine thing to just go off and do on a different channel. There's options there, but we also have a lot on the docket right now. Thank goodness we have an editor, so we can keep doing a lot of the things that we do, just keeping the lights on around here.
Shout out to Noel. Really helps us out. Oh my God, the thunder is so bad. Both dogs are here. Oh, hi girls. It's okay. Zelda, you don't get afraid from thunder. What are you doing here? Rogue Mage Supered. It's so weird to me that as a 10-year-old, I remember kids in my class getting in trouble for putting South Park characters in their art projects, and now I'm approaching 40 and it's still in the news. Well, I think that might be kudos to them. They found a way to continue pushing the buttons of people.
Yeah, they're the same buttons. They just push them on different people now, and you get the same reactions.
Yeah. The longest I was ever grounded was because I got caught watching South Park at home. Yeah.
The cat fluffed my nose.
Before.
The cat.
Kyle's dying from cats. It's happening. Karth has attacked Kyle.
End this thing, Garrett. I'll be right back.
All right, wonderful. Well, a big shout out to everybody supporting us on Patreon. You can support everything Kyle and I make and our purchases of wonderful antihistamines at supportourbromance.com. It will take you to our Patreon, which also want to give a shout out to our recent patrons. Gerald, I had to translate this name. I believe it says Garbage Kappa. I hope that's what it said. Also, thank you to Dewberry Panda, Caldera, NRV, and I want to give a shout out to Anya and Michael for giving us a raise. You took your pledge that was already there and you doubled it. Thank you for the raise. It's hard to get a raise in this line of work, so we appreciate you. And a huge thanks to our legendary level backers who get thanked on every episode and also at the end of all of our videos. So shout out to Sean B, Cheesy Bob, Lost Mythics, Zervon, Compside Jedi, Pothy P, Bloodsy Von Snugglegore, Shinny Geo, Nicholas C, Jerry T, Sean and Jen, Vernacular Ham, Brom, Vasilius, Kale, Chaos, and shout out to the Evane tier, which is of course comprised by Evane. Kyle and I use Doghouse Systems PCs. You can go to doghousesystems.com, use the code BROMANCE. That's going to get you upgraded to a free 1 terabyte NVMe SSD for your trouble, and you'll support Kyle and me in the process. I'm on social media at Garrett Art. Kyle is at Kyle Ferguson, and we stream on YouTube and Twitch. Just search for Grinding Gear. Make sure you follow and subscribe. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of the GG Podcast. Until next time, stop throwing away McDonald's.
Take care.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay. It was just like the perfect tail, whoop, and just you got a couple of hairs up there, and they're just going.
That's my favorite song from An American Tail. Somewhere up there.
I do not regard that movie.
Because you're afraid to feel.
I just don't like the cat. The cat has too much screen time.
Okay. I got a very afraid chihuahua.
Oh, is it blowing my way?
What, the storm?
Oh no, I'm thinking of Five Goes West. I think isn't the one where she sings out the window? Isn't that?
That's
Five Goes West.
Somewhere out
right?
there is An American Tale.
Oh, okay.
Five Goes West is the sequel, which has, I believe, no memorable musical numbers. I think it had musical numbers. I just don't think any of us remember them. I remember watching Five Goes West a lot because I had that on VHS. I did not have the first one. So I only saw the first one when I'd be babysat by one of my grandmas because she had it, but not very many other movies. So it was kind of, well, I got my Game Boy. It was an American Tailor bust for entertainment.
Shout out to grandmas and their 3 VHSs, whatever the hell they were. I just love.
Yeah, she had some really weird, not Disney animated Beauty and the Beast.
The live action one, like the stage play?
No, it was still animated, but it wasn't Disney animated, and I don't even know what to Google to find what it was.
My grandma had a live action Peter Pan.
I remember that.
Song of Music. and for some reason, Temple of Doom. And I do not know, man. Like, it was so weird.
Wow, that's intense.
Yeah, I don't know why they had Temple of Doom.
I mean, I saw a lot of shit I shouldn't have seen at my other grandparents, but that's because they would take me to Blockbuster and not supervise what I rented. So, yeah, that's the first time I remember. I distinctly remember that's the first time I ever saw Ghostbusters, and it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's got some scary ass parts.
Yeah, that librarian, man.
Oh yeah, I would just hide under the table.
Yeah, I went home. Parents being like, "What the hell did your grandparents let you watch?"
Yeah, it's like I don't know, man.
You know, it's and at the same time, that's how. No, my neighbor gave me a copy of it. It was my grandpa.
Oh, there's my thunder.
There it is.
Yeah,
it's working your way. It's working your way. Still got a dog. You can barely see it. Super spooked. Okay. You don't need to be scared. Oh, yeah, it's a good. Yeah, it's okay. I won't let the thunder get you. Don't worry. But where the heck did I leave off? It Bricks. Thanks for the 39 months earlier. I think that was like right when we were getting into top of the show topics. Appreciate you. Imirashi sent in a 34-month message. There's a functional ripoff of War Thunder in Roblox, which if you have an idea how technical that game is, anything is possible. I have never heard of War Thunder. Oh, it's one of these war, like actual War Machine pervert games.
Was that that the one we were joking about last FF3
you were
stream?
joking about it. I was learning, and apparently I didn't learn too much because I'm still confused. But yeah, it appears to be actual war planes, actual tanks. So we were talking about War Machine last week. How could I get those confused?
Yeah, it's like, and I confused that with War Tanks or World of Tanks, which Battle Tanks, spelled with an X, right, was the N64 game growing up.
Yeah.
I love Battle Tanks Global Assault. That was a good game.
Never played it, but I've also never played Roblox. So we're batting 100 here for
it
hasn't played the things that you're mentioning.
This one.
Yeah.
Do you remember this box?
Oh yeah. Never mind. I did play that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a good time with that one. I rented that a bunch of times. That was a multi-rental. I liked it, but not enough to like throw it on a Christmas list. Christina, thanks for the super much earlier. Garrett, I beg of you, look at the cover of a book called Vampire Man by Mimi Jean. Is that you? What? Kyle.
Okay.
Can you pull this up?
Yep. I'm pulling it up.
Oh, I mean, that's very complimentary.
Wow, that is very complimentary.
That is extremely complimentary. I mean, I am not built like that.
By Mimi Jean. I mean, which picture are we going with? Like this one?
That's the first thing that came up.
Yeah, you got the hair. Yeah. Oh,
that's like if you Chad memed me. If you did the Chad meme for me, let's hold on.
He does have the chin.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I got a little bit of a dent there. A little bit of a minor butt. A minor butt. Glamour shot, Garrett. Yeah, you put me through some sort of filter to chatify me. That's what you get. That's freaking hilarious, Christina.
Oh my God, there's so many. There's so many of these books. Oh my God.
I really should work out. A little bit of muscle would do me good. Lissa celebrating 25 months, being many months. They are, and we thank you for them, Alyssa.
Thank you.
Das, thanks for the super, letting me know about your clarification. Was unnecessary, but I appreciate the support. And also, I appreciate you filling us in more. Thanks for being our man on the street for Pokemon Worlds. Duncan, freaking 38 months, my God. It's a weird time to be a Pokemon fan, said Duncan. The TCG scene is a mess because of the fans and the scalpers in the video games, because of the devs.
Yeah, interesting. What a combination.
One might say it's because of the deadlines imposed upon the devs. At a certain point, this is Pokemon's one of those things where I throw up my arms and I go, it's not my problem to figure it out. That's not the role that I play. Please make slightly higher quality video games. I would really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. And I feel like I understand it a little more after playing Silver, because holy shit, that is a good Pokemon game. Playman Super, that one thing life has taught me is that money equals power, meaning Pikachu can solo fiction pup date. Wait, what?
Combining, well done.
Just whiplash. He's lounging on you, on his back. Oh, my dog is panicking on me on all fours, digging her peg-like phalanges into my thighs.
Yeah, it comes down to one of those things where it's like this wouldn't be a problem if people weren't buying, but somebody's buying, and that's the weird part where it's just like becomes a non-conversation for me. Like, it's your money. I'm not going to tell you not to buy the exclusive super duper card pack with the super rare cards in it, but also it's weird. At least you're getting something.
We should start doing like super rare podcasts that you can only get if you're like a legendary level backer.
I mean, that's called bonus content. Yeah. Now you're just complicating the issue in my brain, because yeah, that is what you do.
Well, we don't do it for that level.
No, but you could.
We appreciate the folks, who are more generous than average, but we try to keep the perks down to earth so as not to over incentivize such behavior, because I find that to be more ethical and it helps me sleep at night.
Yes, yeah, the ethicalness
try to
of
leave
it.
Stuff like the bonus podcast at the most widely available level of support. So yeah, but we could start FOMOcast. That could be like our super like R-rated like after dark style stuff. You finally get to hear about our love lives, but only
in the FOMOcast.
$50 a week.
It's advanced shit.
Yeah, we send it to only a vein, which would be weird.
Now, yeah, that's why it all falls apart. Yeah, exactly.
It gets creepy at a certain point. Hundreds of people listening to you talk about your love life, totally A-okay. One person, horribly personal and intrusive.
There's nothing bad about streaming to just your friends, but when you say clip that, it's just weird. So it's that kind of energy. Know your audience.
That is my biggest fear. I just don't want to be cringe. Vernacular Cam supering a vein tier content when, followed by a vein supering, I support making a vein tier content. Good God.
Ultimate FOMO level.
Ultimate FOMO level. Oh shit. Kura Super sounds like Garrett doesn't feel it in his bones. Or was this back when we were
this
talking
was
about
a Imagine Dragons joke. It's
Imagine. Oh.
Yeah.
Listen. There are two parts of me not finishing that League of Legends Arcane. There's two. They checked two big no boxes for me. Predicating their entire story on a misunderstanding was one. Having Imagine Dragons do their soundtrack was two.
I can't say, I don't really have a need to ever watch it, but that's unrelated.
So damn gorgeous, though. Holy shit, that is a pretty looking show. It makes me so sad that we're totally never going to get the MMO, because that is a world I would like to explore outside of a MOBA.
Was there more news on just going too slow?
No, but it's never coming out. It's never coming out. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, the fact that people are already demoing Ghost Crawler's MMO that he left Riot to go make.
I haven't really been paying attention to that recently.
There was some folks were invited. It was Josh Strife Hayes and Joe Cat, I think.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. So they're getting the buzz started.
But yeah, Mark, like at this point, like I wouldn't go as far as to say mark my words, but like if I would put money on the League of Legends MMO never seeing the light of day. I don't think that's going to happen. No. Garrett, you hate 21 Pilots too? No, because they can actually sing and write catchy songs. I love 21 Pilots. Big fan. I'm mildly hipster on them. I do prefer their older stuff, but that's me.
I think Spamus, this is the time to be mad about that sort of stuff for sure, and I think we should keep being mad about that sort of thing. I didn't bring it up on the show today, but like.
Oh, that Riot AI video. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, or there was another. There's a looter shooter that just put out AI influencer videos, and they're freaking crap. They're absolute crap. And you know they're AI from the second they happen.
Oh, AI is just like like really diluting YouTube. I know they're trying to work on that.
There are so many videos
they
with no
really
views.
can't do it fast enough.
Yeah. And then you got the really sad news that like people who are extremely passionate about their jobs at Blizzard doing the social media accounts lost their jobs during the last line of layoffs, and they were replaced by outsource. And the outsource said, "Welcome to the Timeless Isles," the day Pandaria went live. But the Timeless Isles are going to be released in months. So the people doing the social media accounts didn't even know the game. So there's all kinds of shit like that. And I think at least the good news is that this is new and we can be stinky about it for a bit and see a response. Unlike something like cash shop items where it's just like, give up. We can't change that.
It makes me mad. There's all kinds of shit happening in the courts. We don't. I'm just trying not to worry about it too much. There's uses for it. I don't like the uses that are being advertised heavily and feeling like it's being forced down our throats. But like all learning systems are not bad. But boy, howdy, does it feel like it is doubling down on the enshittification of a lot of things right now.
But I also remember when I was younger, I saw those balls for those ads. The balls had that little fan in it, so it would hover, and the guy was wearing sunglasses and a trench coat. I thought he was the coolest guy ever, and he could like throw it under his leg. He was doing like frisbee tricks, and I thought he was a complete badass. So someone's falling to this shit, and I did for a time too.
Like the difference was it was so much easier to ignore NFTs. You could you saw someone with the ugliest monkey drawing you've ever seen as their profile picture, and you blocked their ass for the rest of eternity. You threw them to the nether zone, and you never heard from them again. And when someone slightly higher profile than that got on the NFT train, you made fun of them until Troy Baker never mentioned NFTs again. But now, multi-billion-dollar corporations that we are exposed to on a minute-by-minute basis are implementing AI. And first off, it's not always as obvious. So we need to put our own effort in, which pisses me off to like sleeping out on whether or not this even is AI in the first place. And second off, they're just integrating it into their daily systems. And so it's a lot harder to avoid as a result of that. We just ran into it the other night doing Japan prep. Because last week when I told you we finally booked our RioCon, what I left out of that story was one of the videos we pulled up because we were like, screw it. How many of these places that are in the Hakone region, how many of them have video reviews on YouTube? And so we watched a ton of them, and a lot of them, it was so specific, they didn't have a lot of views. Because we're literally watching a review for a single freaking hotel in a single prefecture of a single country. So it was very low views. So we're watching a lot of like 1,000, 3,000 view videos, and they were legitimately helpful. And we got into one, and we were like, oh shit, this is like the actual hotel we're thinking about booking. And we clicked on it, and it was complete AI slop. The photos were not even of the place we were thinking about booking. The voice was like so fucking obviously AI.
So was it a scam? Did the place not exist?
No, the place did exist. They must have pulled a random. Some of the photos were the right one, and then they probably like I don't know. I don't know how you make this shit because I have no interest in making this kind of shit. So they probably felt like they didn't have enough visuals, and
so they just
some random other RioCons.
Yeah, I mean a lot of and then you're seeing in Blizzard's case, so you're seeing all their Facebook and social media posts be very, very low effort, very suddenly after the layoffs. But their hype machine that is running towards Gamescom is professional stuff. Like you got who's gonna be a wizard in Game of Thrones, so they didn't do a storyline. Like he's like doing the interviews or something, and you have this really kind of high effort. And this comparison of the two is just so weird.
Yeah,
it's two extremes.
It's nuts, man. I mean, people have had issues with the way that like advertising goes. Pretty much since the dawn of time, since the dawn of advertising, we've been annoyed with how we are advertised to, how we are marketed to. because this is all marketing at the end of the day. But so like, I don't know. I'm trying not to be too much of an old man that yells at clouds, because I'm just like, is this just the next? Am I just finally old enough that I'm annoyed when I'm marketed to? I don't know. But like, we were mad about freaking billboards in our racing games. Like, I feel like I was legitimately annoyed by that.
Oh, that was so frustrating, because the second they did that, you went down to like 3 billboard types, and Subway was next to a Subway sign.
Yeah.
And before that, there was diversity in the fake advertisements that made the world feel more alive.
It's one of my favorite things about shit like Cyberpunk and Grand Theft Auto is their fake advertisements are like dystopic and satirical and at best quite funny, and invest me more in the satire and dark futurism of their work. Well, dark futurism for Cyberpunk, dark modernism for Grand Theft Auto, but you get my point. I would like you would lose so much of the humor of that game if Grand Theft Auto suddenly went to, all the billboards are just going to be paid advertised. Like, that would suck. But anyway, I digress. I'm trying not to worry about it too much, but at the same time, it really does feel like it's being forced. Like it's being propped up by the the forced desires of a few billionaires.
Oh, you're talking about AI? Absolutely.
AI, yeah. I don't think it's actually good for the most part. There's AI tools that I have found helpful. Some of the stuff they've added to Photoshop saves me time. If I'm just trying to like repeat a background for a thumbnail, like from a video game screenshot, it saves me a little bit of time. That's cool. I have a AI upres tool for videos that has legitimately helped me with client work. I don't really need it for our stuff because we have full control over it when we set it to the resolution that we want. But when a client sends me a shitty, like 600 pixel tall video that they want for a 4K cut at the end, and they literally have nothing else, I go, all right, do you mind if I just upres this? Because literally it's the only thing we can do other than just stretch it, and it's going to look like a pixelated garbage mess. That's great. I like those tools because you still need something to start with. It is not making you a full piece from literally nothing. You still need to have artistic input. In the case of the video upreser, you need video, which means you need to have shot video or animated video or motion graphic of video. And it's really only there to save your ass when the resolution doesn't match. I like that quite a bit. And the same goes for like denoising. Like there's denoise AI tools for old photographs, which are getting really freaking good. And it's I like it. I've saved a few old family photos that way. Like that's the kind of like more of that, please. More stuff that actually empowers creatives. In the case of like finishing a background element in Photoshop, things to just speed up like a YouTube thumbnail process for me. I don't want the whole thumbnail done for me. I just want like some of the boring background shit that I'm going to put a blur filter on anyway. Just yada yada that real fast. That's the kind of stuff I do want. And so that's the kind of stuff that like gives me hope for this. What feels like just
once the
demonic presence that's
once the spending's
us.
over. Yeah, because right now we're seeing a lot of companies try to justify the price. And I'm using this as a non-villainous example when I keep talking about like Blizzard and WoW, because they're doing this right now. What to expect from Midnight's trailer? That wasn't written organically. That's a paid-for ad. There's nothing wrong with that. They need to build hype, but we see AI companies now doing this with their ads, and it is weird. And I think YouTube is doing a good job with it because we see so many zero view AI videos. Like they're getting caught, and they aren't being shared.
Is it that, or is that they're just making so many because the reports I've seen that people have actually done a deep dive on AI YouTube videos, that you go to any one channel and it doesn't matter. It's so effortless to slop out 50 AI videos in a single day. You just hope one of them hits, and usually there's a few hits on the channel.
Yeah,
you can even watch the trend because they get one hit and then they make like 100 more videos about like that same thing, hoping it also hits. And eventually, when they get enough returns or enough diminishing returns, they try something new until they find another hit.
Yeah, there you get into like what's really sad is history documentary YouTube channels competing with that particular, because there is so much information. AI is not very good at news. It can't do day one kind of stuff very well.
Yeah.
Because you can spot the errors so easily. But when it comes
not
to
enough stuff has been aggregated.
Yeah, the most badass moments of Charlemagne, like you're gonna be able to replicate that very, very easily.
Yeah. You start getting AI music channels? Oh, that sucks, Skooma.
Well, that's part of the Spotify thing, if you've heard about that.
No, I very rarely use radio. Although the other day I was in like a DMX mood, and I will say the DMX radio was freaking choice on Spotify. Holy shit. It was like the exact mix I wanted.
Well, the rumor of Spotify is that they're creating the AI music, so they keep all their licensing. And so they're uploading to Spotify and filling automated playlists with AI recommendations.
God. Fun. The future is now, Kyle.
Well, you just got to know what you're looking for, right? And I think that's, and you can also kind of,
it's like, I mean, my exhaustion comes from the feeling that like, I just don't want to try this hard for just existing around entertainment. I don't want to put this much effort into sussing out like what's real and what isn't.
You could have stopped at the first half of that statement and it would have been pretty profound, you know.
Fair.
I don't want to try this hard just existing, you know, like that's a vibe.
Well, then you get into just like millennial dooming, and that's not where I'm headed. That's not where I'm necessarily heading.
Yeah.
I just found out. But in that regard, I'm feeling very privileged right now. I just found out that the year that we refinanced on my home has now been memeified as it's the closest you can get to being like a setup millennial.
Oh, perfect. Well done.
I'm like, oh, apparently we just lucked into that. So now I'm having real survivor's guilt because apparently we got an amazing rate on our mortgage. So I'm legit having some survivor's guilt on that because I'm like, well, I'm happy for us, but that sucks for my friends that don't have homes yet. Oh. And then it also is intrusive because I'm just like, well, what if I want to sell and get another house? Am I literally going to say no just because of the interest rate? That's stupid. Anyway.
So video games, stop reminding of this. Next one.
Internet man learns what it is to be an adult.
Yeah.
That's what's going through my brain right now. Where the hell did we leave off? Tales of the Abyss mentioned, said Rogue Mage. Is that the book you were talking about? Yeah, I'm going to go with no. No, this appears to be some sort of anime thing.
No, we mentioned that. Were you mentioning that? Was that something you mentioned?
I didn't mention this.
I don't remember mentioning this.
I have no idea. I have no idea what this is.
Is this a Tales game?
Oh, games that made you cry.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I've never heard of this game.
No. I mean, this list is a little biased for sure. It does seem to be favoring Japanese titles as a Japanese.
Well, it is
poll.
a Japanese server.
Exactly. Because one of the first responses I saw was like, "Wait, where's Heavy Rain?" And they're like, "Guys, they probably didn't play Heavy Rain."
Look up the Japan sales on that game and you'll have your answer. Oh my word. Oh my goodness. Christopher Clayton said beveled edge. Nah, I think they just straight up rounded off the edge. Yeah. I just got here. Is there a pop band in Pokemon, or said the mirror?
Oh, that'd be solid. They need to get in on that. They're 4 years late to make it good, but yeah, Pokemon could get in on
write some Team Rocket songs. Yeah, they look like a band, you know, the matching uniforms and everything.
I can get down with that.
Yeah. Let's see here. Juan, thanks for the super. It's a wacky show, but the writing is smart and well done. That's why it feels so good when it comes together. We're talking about Dandadan. I completely agree.
I mean, the animation is also just really good.
It's so freaking, I love the way it's animated. It's just a delight to look at. Jaswani said, having not seen it, it would seem it kind of makes sense to be pre-Alien, talking about Alien Earth. There's a reason for them to set down on LV-426, this automated drone. Came back with it. Oh God, I don't know what LV-246 is.
That was the planet.
What is it? The same planet in Alien and Aliens?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I believe. Yeah, because then
I feel like at some point in my life, I had this information and it has definitely fallen out of my head.
I don't know what's extended and what's not in that case, because like the whole Ripley daughter thing was cut from the original movie.
fictional moon in the alien universe.
Yeah. And I feel like they cut parts of the boardroom conversation in the original cut 2 of Aliens.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get those deleted scenes out of my head because they're quite effective.
Yeah, they're in there. They're just part of it.
Yeah. Okay. Same planet as Alien and Aliens. Yeah. I mean, sort of, right? Wouldn't they, I don't know. I'm curious how Alien Earth like wraps up because I'm like, if a xenomorph made it to Earth, like, where did all these specimens come from? Shouldn't you already know that this place is bad news?
I mean, that's definitely part of the suspend disbelief. Let's stop. Damn it, let's stop trying to make it the weapon.
Although I guess it was a Wayland. Well, it was Wayland the first. You got to see the show. I can't have this conversation with you until you watch the first 2 episodes.
Okay. Well, I did find out
conversations I now want to have with you involve watching the TV show.
There was a factoid I learned this weekend that the Predator noise was originally made by Peter Cullen. That's pretty cool. Voice of Optimus Prime.
Peter Cullen. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I guess he was hanging out with Frank Welker a lot, so maybe some of that weird animal noise business rubbed off on him.
Did you ever see the original Predator design that they actually like made a suit for and started shooting, and then they threw the whole thing out because it looked so bad?
Oh, with the legend that he was on the flight next to James Cameron and he like doodled on his paper?
Well, no, that's what ended up being the actual design.
Yeah. No, I've seen the original.
Yeah, it just looks like a big grasshopper.
If it was... It would have been a monster movie. Yeah, it would have been completely different.
It would have been completely lost to time because no one would have remembered it or cared.
I am not a fan of the fishnets at all, but it's iconic.
What?
I don't like the fishnets.
What? Ah, bro, oh, God, you have had some objectionable takes in the last, basically since I got back from the Keys. This has got to be the most objectionable.
Yeah, fishnets are dumb. I like a lot of the other. I love the masks.
What do I do with that info?
I mean, you acknowledge that I don't like fishnets. They're for fish.
God, I love fishnets.
Fishnets are for fish.
Do you not like them on legs?
No, not on legs. No, I'm not.
Wow, you have bad. Wow, yeah, no, that's a
You enjoy what you want.
That's a common Kyle L.
Yeah, you enjoy what you want.
Wow, doesn't like wow.
I think it could be okay, like over a tank top, like Rogue does. That's more of like a see-through top. But like I think fishnets are okay on the top.
Don't you fish? I will not participate in fishnet erasure. That is fishnet. That is fishnet. How dare you? How freaking dare you? Kyle was a fish in his past life, confirmed.
Maybe.
You've had some objectionable takes in the past. Garrett realizes it's just a Kyle thing. I mean, I have objectionable takes too. That's our friendship. It's having takes that we disagree with, takes that we agree with, and everything in between. That's what makes our friendship grow. I think Kyle and my friendship would fix the internet. It's what people on the internet have failed to remember.
That's what they've lost.
They've lost the ability to disagree in a way that is fun. They've lost it, everyone. They've lost it. You're in such a hurry to see if you were base. You didn't stop to think if you were fun.
They should.
Yeah. And I fail. I fail in that. I know I'm not always fun. I know sometimes I get legitimately mad and I take the fun out of the room. I try not to be that person. It's hard when you're exposed to this many Final Fantasy fans sometimes. Rogue Mage, thanks for the super. It's so weird to me that as a 10-year-old, I remember kids in my class getting in trouble for putting South Park characters in their art. Oh, I read this one. Sorry. Yeah. I was trying to move on quickly for obvious reasons. I was trying to throw a grenade and leave the room.
Okay. We saw it.
Rogue Mage. Oh, followed it up with found the tracking number successfully delivered. Wonderful. I'll have to get over to the PO box. I'll have to get over to the PO box. And then we're to the Evane tier content. Vernacular followed that up with, I wouldn't even get to see Evane tier content. I feel like you're on gifted us way too many Magic the Gathering cards tier, which is probably right there at Evane tier. So we could probably personally email you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tier content.
Yeah.
It just couldn't automatically be done through Patreon. Is all. So, yeah. Garrett being mad is fun in a subversive way. I'm happy to be your lol cow. Jasoni, thanks for the super right now. Wayland Utani hasn't made good choices since it was just Wayland. The whole Temple and Antarctica business should have taught them to kill xenomorphs, not to try to weaponize them. I refuse to acknowledge Alien versus Predator as a movie that exists, let alone canon within the Alien universe.
I think it's cute in some ways, but I don't like dinosaurs as weapons either.
I mean, yeah, Jurassic World is a bad trilogy. The most recent one's fun though.
Yeah, just let the just make a robot. You're like, why bother? Why bother working that hard? It just doesn't make sense. Meanwhile, the xenomorph's just living its life, It's just
when I think of all the things you do buy into, though, I do feel like that's a bit of a funny place to draw a line.
Well, like killing demons with swords, or what's the like
just all the isekai that you watch, like it's pretty silly. I mean, we would both love Dandadan. Dandadan is ridiculous.
It is. Yeah.
And it doesn't really have a set of rules.
No,
but just introduces new shit as it goes along.
Yeah, but just to get a dog, you know what I mean? Like, it's just dogs exist already, and you can put some armor on it if that's what you want. It just seems weird to me.
A dog can't instantly drop your intestines out of you like a raptor could.
If it had a robot samurai sword on the back, it could just take take what and make it better. Don't go. And plus, an alien has to be made from a person. There's so much work involved.
Okay, we officially need we need maybe a once a month show called Grinds Our Gears. One of us just comes with something that really bothers us, and the other one doesn't agree with, and we hash it out. Because holy shit, let him cook. Yeah, I want to let you cook, but you just went to dog with sword on his back.
I'm saying what would be easier? You build an entire facility in order to genetically engineer dinosaurs. Just put a gun on a dog. It's fine.
Listen, I can't believe you've backed me into the corner of having to devil's advocate the Jurassic World trilogy, which I actively think is stupid. But I will defend them in saying, they were riffing off Raptors Are Smart. There's something there.
Yeah,
so if they're
there
smart,
was something there.
they could be weaponized. So why not weaponize them? Why not? Why not? It took way too far in the third movie, so much so that I think it's one of the worst movies in the last 10 years, and it even involves the original crew from Jurassic Park, who I love. And I did enjoy watching them interact, but that movie is trash.
No, and that's a classic example of maybe it shouldn't have been a Jurassic Park movie. It should have been something brand new, but franchise must go on.
It isn't a Jurassic Park movie, and that's probably the worst thing about it.
And that's why I'm really sad to hear Mafia is apparently getting a lot of bad reviews. I don't really know anything about it, so I didn't bring it up on the show today. But
I saw some really dumb things, so I'm kind of on guard for the reviews. Seem fine. I've seen some really dumb takes about people absolutely flaming it on social media because you can't swim, even though it's not a game where swimming is important.
Well, that's a fad because of all the Souls knockoffs. There've been a lot of really bad Souls knockoffs recently where the second you touch a lake, you just fall into the abyss. Water has become once again we don't do that kind of thing here kind of moment. So that's a fad complaint.
Intend to have swimming, you shouldn't have swimming. That's like being mad there's no driving in a game without cars.
Right, or
just because water is there doesn't mean you need to integrate the water.
I hadn't heard that. No, what I actually heard was the people who played Mafia 2, which is the one I really liked, say the mood's not there. They got the Godfather gravitas, but they didn't have the environmental mood down. So it's fine to play as a movie, but it's not necessarily something you'd want to just kind of live in.
That is fair, Etherwind. It was somewhat specific to the topic on hand, however. Saying really dumb. I saw some really dumb things. It's just an eternal statement about the internet. Yeah, but yeah, no. I was on guard, and I haven't personally played it, so I don't have a personally formed opinion, so I don't really want to.
Yeah, I was just reading Steam reviews over the weekend because I was looking forward to that one.
I was expecting it to be just open world because some other Mafia games were, so I was surprised that it wasn't. Seems like it's much more level based, which I don't know. Maybe that's refreshing, but. I will say that took a little bit of the wind out of the sails for me because exploring I want more period piece open world games because I love Red Dead so much. And I would love to see something like that. That was not a Western or a samurai.
We do pick and choose our time periods, don't we?
I like
those
it
are
when
good.
open world is Western and samurai, even though I still haven't played Ghost of Tsushima, and I should. That actually would probably be one of the first things I ripped on a solo channel, unless you think that's something you would want to go through with me on. But yeah. All I want is sharks with lasers on their heads, says Kyle. Austin Powers. No, the first Austin Powers was on, not Goldmember. Austin Powers was on over the weekend on Hotel Television.
Nice.
Yeah. Eric, thanks for the super. The second Jurassic Park movie is one of the few examples of the movie being better than the book, but that is largely because the second book was a cash grab after the movie. The first book was better. But I really like Crichton. But Crichton books are hardly unassailable, perfect works of fiction. There's some real nonsense in Crichton books.
I subscribe.
I enjoy both Jurassic Park novels, but I think the first movie is superior to the first book.
I subscribe to the Crichtonism that is when authors learn that they can write action movies, their books suffer. And there are many, many different authors who have been successfully made into movies, and their future books tend to be full of guns all of a sudden when you knew before they weren't really into that kind of thing.
What was... Am I... Oh, wow. 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 My whole life's been a lie.
What?
I thought Michael Crichton wrote The Relic and Reliquary, but never mind. That was someone else.
Oh, I can't help you there. I don't know anything about that.
Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. God, that feels like a Michael Crichton joint. Never mind. I was going to say, actually, I think The Relic is better than Jurassic Park, but it's not a Michael Crichton book, so never mind. I read in my youth, and I found it gripping. No idea if it would hold up now. But that's, yeah. I just watched Lost World. I like Lost World. Lost World is fun enough.
I watched Lost World a lot when I was younger, so it'll always have a special place in my heart.
Yeah. It's
great
up until San Diego. It's really, I think it's a fun movie up until San Diego.
It's a long movie, too. It doesn't even need San Diego.
No, it really freaking doesn't. It also, okay, the exact moment it sucks is they cut you from the team.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
moment.
absolutely, yeah. And then
even as a kid, I was like, that's dumb.
What really bothered me about that scene was Joey Weddy Crasher.
Oh, Vince Vaughn.
When he solos through the facility and presses the get a helicopter button and nothing interesting happens. Like, it's a whole freaking facility full of raptors and nothing interesting happens to him on his solo walk to the helicopter button.
There was probably some shit that was cut.
Probably.
Probably. Because if everyone's just battling raptors, what is it? Just more getting away from raptors? That'd be.
But he was like,
but
he was like unarmed, like he was one dude. And then instead we have to watch, gymnastics. And there was a better movie happening in another room. Yeah,
I don't love it enough to earnestly defend it, but it also
that's that's one of my big my big bothers is like when the better movie's happening right over there, but we're watching this.
Oh, that's good. Because it didn't bother me that she pulled the roofing tiles. That made sense.
Yeah, that was a cute idea. Yeah,
great little moment. Gymnastics fighting a raptor is actually might be dumber than anything I've seen in a Jurassic World movie.
I believe that it would be fascinated for that length of time. Yes.
Yeah.
It may be
just use your gymnastics to escape. Don't kick the raptor. That's the bridge too far for me.
Yeah.
It's the bridge too far.
I think how much does that weigh? Yep. With that,
what movie are they talking about? Lost World.
And with that, we come to the end of the podcast. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining us.
This thing posted.
Yep. Thanks for joining us on Twitch as well. Lovely having you all over there too, and on Twitter today as we got that working again. So thank you to Garrett for putting in the time this morning getting that fixed.
Well, you helped me, so it was a joint thing.
It was a joint effort. We'll be here tomorrow watching the Gamescom opening ceremony and all the trailers for video games happening in there. Thursday is more FF3. Video on Wednesday, all that kind of thing. Join the Discord if you want more consistent updates. See y'all soon.